I do this every single time. Every time. Every single time. I will come on here and just be chitting, chatting, talking. Hey Chica. Why you ain't tell me I wasn't talking? Oh, you couldn't hear me. I was talking right about I did a whole little greeting. How you doing? How are things? How have things been? Um, I'm here. We're going to talk about some things because I asked you. Hey, yeah, I figured y'all probably going to be like working and stuff. So I'm going to try and just breeze through this. But I'm letting people come in as they will. But I was going to talk about these things because I asked and you guys answered. I got the new community popping on the page. So I'm sharing things and I asked you guys like what type of stuff you wanted me to talk about. And I wanted to go ahead because I know I asked you this before and I didn't show up. But honestly, that's because like with everything that is going on, um, you know, in the nation right now, I've just been in a very thoughtful place, in a very discerning place. And I've been noticing, oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Said my mom is in the ER. I'm so sorry. I'm at work, so I'll pop over to see her in a bit. I'm so sorry to hear that. I pray everything is okay with her. It's this is a time. It's a stressful time. I don't know what's going on, but I pray it's minor and easily fixable. But yeah, I um I asked you guys what you wanted me to talk about, and what my baby wants, my baby gets. Because because I have missed you guys, but I've been so many good things are happening. I posted good stuff that's happening in my life and in my family's life and things like that. But I'm still quite concerned about the state of things, in the country as a whole. Um, the government shut down. I'm worried about what's going to happen next month for people. Um, they're not getting their benefits and everything. So, very we would talk about that. I had a meeting yesterday with the school and the organization that I was working with that I was able to help them open up that study space, that family study space. I posted that on here. But I kept bringing up to them, I'm like, yeah, we need to maybe like figure out a food pantry or something for people. And there are a lot of other food pantries around that I know about. I'm trying to get that information out to you guys as well to spread. You're welcome, honey. Listen, it's a very stressful time. That's why I be getting so frustrated sometimes. Mind you, I go being chronically online. I go online to like zone out. So sometimes like I be seeing stuff, not like the serious stuff because I go to be informed as well, but like just foolishness and things, and I just be getting annoyed because I'm looking at all the people that are just spending so much time on foolishness, and it's just like people are dying, Kim. Like that's really been where I've been. That's another reason why I haven't really been on. So because even right before I came on here, I had to kind of like readjust my mind because I'm just like, it's so many important things going on, and this is foolishness, but this is everybody's way of kind of zoning out. I do want to say I saw all of these things. I saw all of these things that you guys were saying like you wanted me to talk about, and I just kind of was like, okay. And I maybe looked like before I asked y'all what y'all wanted to see. I just kind of mildly looked into these things. It was just like, okay, got it. And went on about my business. Actually, I'm gonna show you this TikTok because I think this TikTok is me. Hold on, let me share. Let me share. Where is it? Hold on. Let me find a tab. Oh, I have way too many tabs. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Be nosy, but not in a like a judgmental. I do be nosy, but not in a like a judgmental kind of way. Like I don't care what you do, but I do like want to know. Like I want to know about it, but I don't care. I don't care, but I would like to know. I do.
Like that's the type time I be on. I'm nosy. Like tell me the juice. But like I don't want to do anything with it. I just like I just be like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. So now I know what's going on. Mary says, my home life has been bleeding into my school and work life. My mom is sick too. And even with another adult in the house, I'm the one who my mom depends on, and it's frustrating. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I hear that story a lot where it's like it's one person that everybody relies on to do everything and just kind of takes for granted. I'm so sorry, Mary. Yeah, take care. Everybody take care of yourself. It's can I be can I just talk to you as Kiana right now? Like as Kiana. It's been so disheartening. Um like every day I just wake I feel so much older. I feel so much older. When I say I feel so much older because I'm feeling more I'm gonna just say jaded. I'm feeling like I've seen so much before and I know how this stuff plays out. And I'm just like, we're only a year in. And with us being a year in, so much has happened. We're not even a full year in, right, of this administration. But with so much happening, there's still so many people who are holding on to what they believed before this person got into office and didn't do a lot of the stuff they said they were going to do and did a lot of the things that they said they were going to do that has affected these people in ways that they just weren't paying attention to when people were saying, and not just them affecting people that they care about. It's so exhausting. And then I see all the conversations, even if they're not necessarily about politics, but just the general conversations that we're used to seeing, where people are just arguing back and forth, arguing back and forth, arguing back and forth. People are so invested in um, demonizing the vulnerable, um, punching down on the vulnerable, withholding um, help and humanity from the vulnerable. And it's just been demoralizing for me. And I've been searching for and sharing as much positivity and hope core, as I can, without just manufacturing what they call it, toxic positivity or anything like that. So it's been a struggle for me. I'm always talking to y'all about how I try to be intentional about what it is that I put out into um this arena, because I know how what I'm seeing is making me feel, and I don't want to make other people feel that way, or I don't want to perpetuate those feelings in people, even if people are used to it. I feel like a lot of people are so used to just being triggered as a means of feeling anything, that, the standards are so low about what we are ingesting and what we are, hey, Kenny, what we are feeding the algorithm, and saying, hey, we like this, or we respond to this. Not even like it, we respond to this, you know what I mean? And that's been frustrating for me. I've been kind of like cleaning up my timeline in a sense, or like recalibrating so that I mean, I really wasn't getting, I'm gonna be honest, some of the stuff people be saying they get, I'd be like, I ain't never seen nothing like that on my timeline. So I don't want to make it seem like my timeline is like the wild, wild west. But like I said, that's a concerted effort on my part, to make sure that I'm not, being served and or ingesting and or sharing slop. Now, full transparency, those of you that are still in community with me outside of, YouTube or whatever, yeah, I'm going to share a little mess here and there. I'm going to share a little mess, but I'm talking about, sitting in it for hours, being steeped in it, having these circular conversations with these same people, about these same things that just aren't changing, that I don't, I, I'm, I'm in a space where I'm acutely aware that I'm in a certain mindset. And because want to, um, I don't want to posture myself in a way that would come off, even if I don't mean it that way, that would come off as superior. I just kind of stick to myself, and I hope I'm making sense. But I still peek in and put my good eye on some things. But yeah, I'm here to chit and chat. It says the algorithm gives you what you engage with. I really see the craziness folks talk about. I have to look for it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that people talk about that I'm just like, ooh, okay, well, good for you. But I'm talking about more so like the things that I'm talking about today. I saw those things. They, passed through my timeline, but I didn't engage with them too much because I just was like, okay, I see this going on. All right. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that have happened that came up that I might have had like the instinct, the content creator's instinct to jump on and make content about or whatever like that I don't, because I'm just like, there's enough content about it. You know what I mean? It's like once I've seen like the fifth, the seventh thing about something, I personally am over it. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, if I'm over it, I ain't no need for me to come and say something that people done already said about this thing that in the grand scheme of things, it don't even matter because this man is trying to starve us. You know what I mean? Like that's where my head has been at these past couple months. So I'm just like, I'm still trying to be like, okay, but I still want to engage. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I've been looking for, oh, and I'm going to tell you a story a little later. I've been looking for ways to like re-engage because I kind of, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to Leslie, and I was telling her how I had I've been told y'all I wasn't sure what I was doing here anymore, just because every now and then you gotta shift and adjust. I feel like um your message, because these platforms are like a living organism. I feel like, and the more people come and everything, you have to read the room and be like, okay, who is in here? This, that, and the other. And I was telling y'all like before when I'm like, oh yes, a single mom, you got to let go of the man and this and that and the other. I feel like we're all kind of there. You know what I mean? Like everybody who's here is not stuck on no man that I know of. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the new? Hey, Layla, what's the new leg of the conversation that we're having now? But also not wanting to forget my roots. And so I'm like, I was a little confused. So then I went to, I don't know why, one day I just was like, I'm going to change my name back to Level Up Single Mom on TikTok, because I told y'all a long time ago I had just changed it to LUSM because people are weirdos on TikTok. Like people are weirdos and everybody wants to fight. Everybody wants to fight. Everybody wants to, like I said, trigger you and bait you into those circular conversations where there has to be opposing sides and it's a debate and it's friendly debate. That I'm gonna be honest, that whole Charlie Kirk thing really like brought it, gelled it together. The problem with being on social media and wanting to engage these days, because so many people want to bait you into these conversations under the guise of like, oh, well, we should be able to disagree and this and that and the other. I ain't got to disagree with you. Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like I'm not obligated to be arguing with any and everybody. I'm not even going to argue with the people that are in my life. We're either going to find common ground, we're either going to find a way forward, or we're going to cut ties, and that's going to be it, because I'm about that action. Like, what are we actually doing? What are we actually accomplishing? And so I had changed my name back to Level Up Single Mom, because I was just like, this is what I'm here for. Like, I need to stop hiding from the people that I'm actually trying to serve. Because not only am I hiding from the people that want to fight, I'm also hiding from the people I'm trying to serve, right? So I changed it back, and literally within like the next day or so after I changed it back, somebody tried to bait me into it, a argument or a debate, because they saw single mom in my name. And I'm just like, exactly, it is. And so it's just like, that's why I say, like, I'm trying to calibrate myself to my mission and where I'm at. You know how when you go to the mall and they'll have the layout of the mall for you so you can find out where you want to go, and then they'll have the dot saying, okay, you are here. That's where I'm at right now. I'm figuring out where I'm at and where I'm trying to go. And I'm taking my time and getting that together. Um, yeah, but that being said, like, it's I think it's imperative, especially in these days and times, and with what I intuitively feel is coming up the pike, we need to be so intentional and discerning about our energy expenditures. I don't think we realize how much time and energy we spend on these things that, like I said, we're just kind of zoning out, and it's all in good fun and stuff like that. But the more energy we spend talking about these things that don't matter, when the time comes to actually have to grapple with these extremely complicated, issues that are rising slowly but not slow enough, faster than we like it nowadays, and even faster every single day, we're going to be too tired. Our brains are going to be too overrun with bullshit, if we're being honest, to be able to come together the way we're going to need to and take care of ourselves. Like, when we talk about this whole soft life and this and that and the other, life life might get a bit harder. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like life is going to get a bit harder than we had intended on and then we want it, but we can always make it softer for ourselves by being stingy with our time, being stingy with our energy. And also, we got to watch who we are making rich, who we are giving all those resources to. We are in an attention economy. Like, that is the word, that is the language that has come forth in this time and place and space, because attention is the new currency. And so I've become acutely aware that when I am watching people's content, when I'm engaging with people's content, when I'm sharing people's content, I am expending a kind of currency. And that gives them power and everything. So we got to be mindful, like, who we are empowering with our attention. But that's just my little rant. Those are the things that have been sitting on my sideburns lately. I want to go ahead and get into what's going on, but I also want to set the tone for. Yeah, hold on one second, y'all. Give me not 5 minutes, 5 minutes at the most. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. Um, so I wanted to set the tone with like where I'm coming from with all of these things and the connector for all of these things for me from my vantage point. So
There is something inexplicably treacherous about being deeply betrayed by the man that you spend your life with, by being deeply betrayed by the man that you've entrusted your body to, by the man who has impregnated you and with whom you share children. This is an indignity that women have been expected to stomach for generations. We have been told by religion that God has made men in particular ways that we are expected to accommodate and tolerate. We have been taught that our subjugation under men is how God would have it to be. And we are constantly programmed to minimize and degrade our feelings and our needs to accommodate men who do not consider us. And the way that that sits in the female body does untold harm. Untold. It is a self betrayal that is ignited and promoted by deep programming and desensitization. And it requires that women center their needs, their autonomy, their sovereignty, and their hearts over the appearance of things, over keeping up with social expectations, and yes, sometimes even over companionship. There are some things that are more important than being coupled. And one of those things is maintaining your dignity. Once that has been compromised, there's not much left. And I believe that this is one of the contributors to women's slow death and degradation is tolerating and accommodating betrayal.
I wanted to play that first because I feel like that is the theme for me in watching all of this stuff with an eye to do commentary about it. Though that's where my mind goes with it. It's about, dignity, maintaining dignity, establishing boundaries, things like that. And also the ways that we are tasked to put that aside for partnership and proximity to men, for everybody to stay comfortable. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and play. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro now. And we can get started with the dang thing.
This is a mantra.
No problem. You in charge of the girls, right? I am in charge of the girls. Are you in charge of the girls? I am in charge of the girls.
Okay, so I'm going to go from the thing I feel like is like the least important to the thing that I feel like is like the most important. So I'm going to start with Miss Ma'am that was working for Doordash. And then she Do I have the thing of it? Yeah, I don't have any clips for that. But I'm just going to kind of talk about that one because it is like the least important to me. Um, Got to run down the situation. So there's a young lady. I have her in the thumbnail. She made a TikTok where she explained that she had been SA'd because she was doing her job. The person that ordered the food, this she was working for Doordash. The person that ordered the food was a male, and he requested that she simply leave the food at the door. So she walks up to the front of the home. I'm not going to show it also because it was inappropriate in terms of what was on the video and the rest of it. Like I don't want to pull up anybody else's thing that's doing a commentary about it. She walked up to the door. It's one of those kinds of doors where there's a his door, which is wide open from what we can see. There's a small divider and then there's another door on the right. That door is closed. So when she walks up with the video she has, you can see 100% into his house. The door is wide open. She shows him, she kind of has to go from an angle, but this angle is the angle that you would see him from as you were going up the stairs. So I want to be clear about that. Like, it's not like she is going out of her way to see him. He is 100% visible from where she has to come from to even just set his food by the door. Again, from what I saw, this is a porch that has two doors. So people might say, oh, she could have just put it on the step, whatever, like that. No, she was instructed to put it by the door. She put it by his door. The door is wide open. This man is laid out on his couch in the living room, um, knocked out, or at least it looks like it. They said that his pants were around his ankles. I didn't see that. All I saw was everything from his waist down his legs beyond was white. These are white people, mind you, and we're going to get to that too. But he also had on a sweatshirt. That was what struck me when I saw it. The man had on a sweatshirt, but he's naked from the waist down. We're going to get back to that. So she gets upset. She takes the video. She posts it to TikTok. She says that TikTok takes it down. So she reposts a video about it, and that goes viral. I want to be clear. The first I heard of this, I did not see her video. The first video I saw of it was a black woman. And the way the black woman was going off, the way she was talking about it, number one, I thought she was talking about a black man. Because she was talking about, oh, this white lady and they're doing what white women do and blah, 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 blah. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, she went to the home of a black man. This black woman was saying that the lady went up to the house. She was told to put the food by the door. She said that the woman opened the door when the door was only cracked, and that the woman went inside and took pictures of this person who was sleeping. All of this was confusing me, and I'm trying to put you in my shoes because this is my first hearing of it, and me first hearing it, and this is what I'm hearing. That's going to color your perspective and your opinion about what's going on. So she said that this girl walked up to a door that was cracked when she was instructed to just leave food by the door. That this woman opens the door, goes in, and then screams bloody murder, and says that she's been SA'd. So I'm like, okay. Initially, I'm just like, yeah, that's horrible. That doesn't make sense. Blah 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 blah. But I'm not really interested, in it beyond this. So I go on about my business. I keep seeing more and more and more of these things coming up, talking about it in this way. And again, these are black people. I'm still thinking the man is black. You following where I'm going with? Okay. So I'm going, and then finally it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, what happened? Let me go try to see what's going on. I saw her video. She says it was her second video because they're saying that she says she pushed the door open. I'm watching her video. I've got to be honest, she was a bit hysterical for me. So I was just watching it. Then I finally come across the actual footage of her walking up to the house, of the positioning of the door, of the food, of the man. And that's where I see that this is a white man and this is a white lady. So now this is white business. As far as I'm concerned, is what is my point. This is white business. Why are we so deeply embedded in white business? I'm not gonna lie to you. That just kind of was like, okay, we this is not our business. This is the first video I saw of the girl crying and saying she got fired from DoorDash for doing her job and getting SAE. I had to look for everything else. Yeah, the first I saw it I didn't see her until I went looking for her. So I see him, I see the man laying there. So now I'm looking at the situation. The door is open. I don't see her push the door. People are saying she pushed the door. But people, the same people that are saying she pushed the door open are also saying that the door was cracked. Okay, fair enough. I'm looking at the positioning of this man. Even if the door was cracked, that's some bullshit. This man is laid out on his sofa. He has on, like I said, a sweatshirt. Not just like a t-shirt or a wife beater or something like that. A sweatshirt, which suggests being cold, being cool, not just temperate weather. It suggests cold. You wear sweatshirts in cooler weather, do you not? But I see just pink. I see, flesh. I didn't look, to try to see the thing, but it's clear from all the flesh that I'm seeing that it should be there. Right. So I'm like, okay, this, now I'm feeling bad for the girl because everybody's like, oh, she's just this and that and the other. And the reason that I'm feeling bad for the girl is because regardless, and I'm gonna say this just to get it out of the way. No, she should not have put that video on TikTok. She should have sent that video to DoorDash and DoorDash only. You know what I mean? That's it. As far as I'm concerned, she should not have taken that to social media. Should she have told her story on social media? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's up to her. But she should not have put his body on social media. But that being said, why was his body visible in that particular way? And to me, that felt staged. And I'm talking about on his part, because this is the thing. The other day, I was on the phone with someone. And while I was on the phone, I ordered some GoPuff. And I forgot about the GoPuff because I was so deep into the conversation that the person was knocking on the door and calling me. I just had on this little, what my grandma would call a little bobtail dress, very, revealing little dress, house dress, night dress, whatever. I forgot to put on clothes and everything like I planned to because I was on the phone. So what I did do was I went down because I didn't want the man just standing out there all that time. I didn't want to, pull on his time. I stood my body behind the door so that only my head and like my shoulder and arm were hanging out the door. I grabbed my stuff, I put the code in for him on the phone, and then I closed the door and locked the door. So I'm saying all that to say that I can understand losing track of time. Says she sent it to DoorDash and they deactivated her account. I can understand ordering something and losing track of time. I can understand ordering something and falling asleep. I could even understand, okay, that makes sense. I could even understand maybe like having been in the shower or in the middle getting dressed or something, whatever it is, and falling asleep even after having ordered DoorDash. I cannot understand ordering DoorDash, being naked from the waist down while being covered from the chest, so covered from the chest. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would give maybe a wife beater or something like that. You're in a sweatshirt. To me, that's deliberate. You can't be in a sweatshirt and absolutely naked from the waist. Like, what are you doing? And that's just in a general sense. Take the exhibitionism away from it. Like in a general sense, that's just generally weird, right? But you're doing that, yes, in the comfort of your own home, but you're doing that with your door open. So your door is open. You're in a public space. I don't know who he lives with. I don't know if they have roommates or girlfriend or whatever like that. But you're in, a third space of the house where it's anybody could be there. and you just complete now. If he was having some kind of a medical episode or something, you get what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of ways where that could be like, oh, that just kind of happened, whatever. But it just seems to me like at best, it was just a level of inconsideration and poor taste that was extreme. You know what I mean? But to act like she was wrong for feeling a type of way about it, because like I said, that's just like a perfect storm of occurrences to create a situation like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's too many coincidences. It's too haphazard for me to be completely coincidental. And like I said, even that doesn't mean it's out of the realm of having just been a oversight on his part, but I still didn't like the I don't like the framing of her as just being just a crazy emotional woman that's just making something out of nothing. I do think that we owe it to people to be mindful of people, especially in any situation. I feel like we owe it to people to be mindful when we draw them into us. He ordered something. The only reason she was at that man's house was because he ordered something. Yet, no, could he have known that she was going to? Should none of it explains why he had on no. Listen, some people like to be naked. Some people are naked people. I don't wear pants in the house. I don't wear pants in the house. However, again, as a pantsless person in the house, I recognize that when I'm going to the door or something, I will grab the nearest thing. I will literally grab like a little blanket and wrap it around my waist like a towel. At least. You know what I mean? At best, I'll put some pants on or a robe or something like that. But that's me acknowledging that just because I'm in my home and I choose to move in this way, that does not mean that if I bring somebody to my home to a point where they're going to view me, that it's not my responsibility to be covered. That is, it's my responsibility to cover whatever I don't want someone to see on my body. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's, if I am bringing them in. Now, that's not the same thing as when people are like, oh, you go out and you're looking for attention and da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, that's a separate issue because I don't want them type of people thinking I'm on their side. I'm not. But in a situation like this, where I know I'm ordering and this person doesn't know me and this person isn't, you know, acclimated to my proclivities within my household, she says, so you order DoorDash with no pants? I'm I'm saying that by the time I go to the door, typically I will have something else on that I'm probably going to take right off once I've gotten what I need from that person. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not saying that what he did made sense, but I'm saying I can understand him not having had pants on when he put the order in. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that because that's how I lived my life. But I recognize that when I come to that door, I'm going to compensate for my nakedness, whether it's like I said, at the last minute, I forgot what I was doing and I just make sure you can't see my nakedness, or I'm going to cover it because I feel like that's the reasonable, logical thing to do. So in this space where they're like victimizing, I mean, this man was victimized in the sense that, like, again, his body should not have been put onto social media. She could have told her story, but I feel like his body should have been put onto social media. Or no, let me walk that back. It's not that I don't feel like it should have, because again, if you feel like somebody is out here being a creep, please, you know, sound the alarm. However, I could see how she could be liable for some wrongdoing in doing so. You get what I'm saying? Like, technically within the rules of the land, I could see how that wasn't a smart move for her to do. And her receiving some kind of consequence for that is par for the course. You know, that's my view on that. But in a general sense, absolutely not. I feel like something is wrong here. Something's not clean in the milk. And so that's how I feel about it. I see so many people like vilifying her. But again, back to my original, once I found out who this situation involved, why are we as Black people and this is what is so frustrating for me about black people and black women. To me, it just felt like that Cassie stuff. You get what I'm saying? The Diddy stuff, the Bill Cosby stuff. We're always just so ready to drag women in the name of manhood, in the name of men being able to be comfortable being men and masculinity. You know what I mean? It's like there's an issue for me because when I feel like we all, too many of us have been in situations where something feels off. Something feels off. We're made uncomfortable. But because we don't know how to articulate it, because we're so in our heads about, okay, how is it going to be taken when I say I don't like this or that or the other? Again, I'm going to have to get into these conversations and arguments and debates that I was talking about earlier that I don't want to be in, that I shouldn't have to be in. It's not necessarily about saying like every man should be condemned and off with his head right away, but there needs to be a better way of being able to speak to these experiences that women have, because these men be trying it. They be trying it. It lives in that experience of walking down the street and these men creating these interactions with you where somehow now you've become you've done something to him by not engaging with him the way he wants to, so now you got to be ugly, or now you got to get hit with a brick, or now you got to get cussed out, or now you get what I'm saying, all because they wanted a certain type of interaction with you that you were not with, that you would not just go ahead and do, that you did not want. And it can be anywhere from, just a high on the street, why don't you smile, you need to smile, to wanting to engage with you schmexually. It can be anywhere and everything in between. And this idea that like whenever we say, hey, this was out of pocket, oh, here you go again, you just want attention, blah 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 blah. But then again, when the situation is, I'm gonna say undeniable, but even then people will try to make it wrong, but when the situation is undeniable, when the woman has been wrong, it's, oh, well, you should have known better, you didn't use your discernment, you know you allowed it, all of these things. Where is the line? Where is the line? And let me see if I can find it. Hopefully they won't take me down, because I had posted this earlier in response to a thread about it on Twitter. I thought about, it's the show that was called um what's it called? I Might Destroy You. That's what it was called. And Michaela Cowell. No, I don't want to log out. I want to go to my thingy. Michaela Cowell had this little monologue. I'm saying little because it was short. Um, and I'm gonna play y'all. Hold on, girl, relax. I'm about to share it with you real quick.
Talk to me again because it's safer. Looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well, Bob probably does think you're crazy. He thinks this is all a little uncalled for, and this personal space thing is all going a bit too far. And he's very confident in his view because he's gone exploring to see for himself what boundaries and violations these women might be banging on about, because Bob's thorough. And on these explorations, Bob found the line that separated him from everything else. Rather than crossing it, he tiptoed on it. And he experienced this feeling being on the boundary, on the border, right on the line. of being neither in one place or another, and saw how in this grey area, when nothing was quite clear, no one could be clear. We can't articulate, we fuddle our words. We couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was he did that we felt was so wrong. So yeah, Bob thinks you're crazy. Yeah, he thinks he's the smartest man in the room who knows all things because Bob has observed the detail. We have to start observing Bob. Telling him. We do see the detail. We see you, Bob. And if we see you, it means we are right there with you, tiptoeing in line, right behind you. And in that place, where rules, clarity, law, and separation cease to exist, we will show you exactly what we mean by violation.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by it. That I feel like that monologue encompasses something that isn't articulated a lot because it's like you don't know what to do. You want to be able to say, yeah, this is why I feel that type of way. But even if you do get to a point where you can express it, there's always going to be somebody there to try to tell you you're doing too much. There's always going to be somebody there that's going to give you all of these scenarios and what ifs and this and that and the other. And that's if you aren't already doing that to yourself because you don't want to have to argue it on top of experiencing whatever it is. Most of the time when those things happen, especially when they're the smaller type of things, you just kind of be like, oh, well, you know what? I didn't get hit. I didn't get raped. I didn't get that. You get what I'm saying? Like and you just move on. But it happens so much. It's so pervasive that now that we're in a time when women are just like, you know what? Actually, no, I'm going to at least take these first couple steps of railing against this. Getting that backlash is a lot. It's that energetic, that exhaustion. That's where we, that mental fatigue. They talk about black fatigue and white fatigue and this fatigue and man fatigue. You get fatigued. Those are the types of things. Those are the types of reasons. Like I said, it's not always about schmecks or assault or anything like that. Sometimes it's just about the weaponized incompetence. But it's having to play that game of walking that tightrope of, oh, did they know? Oh, did they know? Oh, they didn't mean to. Oh, but they don't know any better. Oh, you get what I'm saying? It's about having to expend that energy to do that instead of being able to focus on something you actually want to do. Focus on something that affirms you. Focus on something that moves you forward or the needle forward for, everybody. It's exhausting. And it made me so sad to see, once I went in and dug a little bit to try to see actually what was going on, I get that frustration. And mind you, now I'm somebody that I remember one time when I lived in another part of the city and I used to have to like literally ride across the whole city in a day to get down to South Philly to take my daughter to school. Hold on, here we go. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, I think it's street cleaning day. I used to have to ride all the way across the city to bring my daughter down to South Philly. Then I had to ride to another part of the city to go to work. And then I had to come back to South Philly to get my daughter. And then we had to. So anyway, I remember this one particular day. I was going home and I had my daughter with me. And there was this homeless man, or he looked homeless. I believe he was unhoused. And he was on the train and he was fully clothed. He was fully clothed. But he was on the, how you sit on a train and there's these seats that are right in front of like that divider that's on either side of the door that has the clear glass, whatever. So he's in the doorway, leaning on that divider. His whole ass is pressed up against the glass in front of me and my daughter. Because the pants and stuff he had on when he's standing upright and walking or whatever, you can't see it. It covers everything. But then when he leans and everything, now his whole ass is pressed up against the thing right in our faces. And I remember getting so angry and annoyed because I'm just like, I know you feel this. I know you feel that glass on your ass. It's wintertime because he had on a winter coat. So I know you feel. And I remember getting so incensed of like, I'm not playing this game with you. I don't give a fuck if you're supposed to be crazy. I don't care what's going on. I'm not going through this today, not me, not my child. So it's like immediately I understand that just anger and just being done with it. You're not going to play in my face. You're just not going to play in my face, okay? I totally understand it. And I'm with that. You know, I say all day, every day, scrutinize these men. And this is why. Because the more they get away with it, the more they kind of go, and it escalates. But they're always knowing that there's going to be somebody, and especially a woman, like, can Black women please stop being the face of this? That was my frustration. Like, that's what I got. I'm tired because we'll go and we sit and say, oh, we're the most disrespected, this and that and the other. But it seems like every time something fuck shit is going on, we're in the front lines defending the fuck shit. I'm tired. I'm tired. That was what I got. So, you know, those are my opinions about the DoorDash situation. I'm tired. I didn't like the way it played out. I didn't like the way, you know, that she was vilified. I'm not saying that things shouldn't be investigated. I'm not saying, you know, cooler heads shouldn't prevail and try to get all the facts and this and that and the other, but that was some fuck shit. Like all of those, that perfect storm of situations for her to see his penis. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay, something's fishy here, and so I pray everything works out for her. And yeah, so what is the next? Oh Lord, okay. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull it up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. What I'm about to talk about. Where is he at?
So like last year, I was trying to throw my daughter like a slumber party, and once again, no woman lives in the household. It's just me and my daughter, and like I communicated with one of the mothers like just to see if she can get the ball rolling because she know a bunch of more mothers and whatnot. And then I asked, do she feel comfortable having? And as I was talking, she straight up interrupted me. No, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. And like I said, because I'm a man, and she was honest, and I respect her honesty. She was like, yes, and I'm like, that really made me that really did make me feel some type of way. So I expressed my, not even frustration. I was really sad, and I expressed that with other women, and they was like, well, Mark Anthony, you got to see where she coming from, and blah blah blah, this and that and whatnot. And like, and I do understand like where women coming from, but it just hurt my feelings to like to know that me just as a man, I get labeled as that. And like I would never do nothing like that to like you know, like I would never do nothing like that to kids, because like when I was growing up, like it was a situation. Like I try to make jokes about it and whatnot, and like, long story short, it happened to me, but by a woman. And like, and I just remember that feeling as I got older, and when I was younger, like I would never do that to a child. And just know that like I could even throw my daughter like a slumber party is because like they think I'ma do what somebody did to me, which was a woman, by the way. And like that shit made me damn near like cry for real, bro, because I'm like, I'm just trying to like have my daughter, but as it's, that shit just made me really feel some type of way.
Okay. Um. Again, this was another thing that my first contact with this was people talking about it. So I saw that people were saying that a man wanted to have a slumber party and was upset by the idea that people did not want to send their daughters um, to his home with him as the only adult for these summer parties. First off, I'll say this: as a mother of two daughters, I know my oldest daughter will always try to get me to let her go here, there, everywhere. And my rule was this, and it had nothing to do with gender or anything because it was always people's moms anyway. It wasn't no daddies around. You know what I mean? So, but my thing was always like, hey, I don't know these people. You know what? I don't know these people. I don't know that little girl. I don't know her mama. Whatever. What I would do was say, I want to talk to the mom. You know, let me see, let me feel her out. Y'all want to go out or do something, or whatever. Like, you know, like that was always my rule. No, you can't just go here or there simply because you say that this is your little friend or that's your classmate or whatever like that. That was always my rule, right? Um, I would get to a point where if I talk to the mother or I have a rapport with that person or whatever like that, she could go places. Like at a certain point when she was in middle school, she was able to go. They went to the mall or something together, the mom and the child or whatever. And me and the mom had just talked on the phone. You know what I mean? Um, but again, I have a point of reference. These they go to the same school. I know the mom. I can get the, you know what I mean? Like there's a chain of command that I can follow to be able to get this person. This isn't just some fly by night person I don't know. And I'm sure that the kids were classmates and things like that when it comes to this little girl. But I'm saying all that to say when we add in the component of men, this goes back to my frustration with people when we're having those conversations and debates and they want to rag on the discernment of women and mothers specifically. These are those moments when that comes into play. This is what it looks like for women to choose better. This is what it looks like for women to have and use discernment. And even the crazy part is with him sitting in the midst of him talking. And that's another reason I want you to see you saw in real time why a lot of times I wind up not doing content on things, because when I sit and listen to my own thoughts about these things, I will get to a point where I'm like, oh, this thing that I probably would have went up there and said is actually not relevant. You, sir, just explain why it's probably a good idea for people not to have children going over your house or anybody's house. You just explain what happened to you. Do you think that the people, I mean, I don't know what his situation was, but I'm saying like the people that had you in the vicinity of that person that did that, hey, Coco, the people that had you in the vicinity of the person that did that probably were not thinking that that person would do that either. You get what I'm saying? So that you answered your own question there. And I'm not understanding why you couldn't just switch it to a different type of party. A tea party or maybe a sleepover theme regular day party where the parents can be in it. You get what I'm saying? Like something where you can still have a party for your child. I can get you feeling like, oh, I want to be able to do this thing for my baby. There are what, you know, I try to be empathetic with anyone and everyone depending on the situation, but it's just like that be my frustration. And then when coming to he's like, oh, it hurt my feelings. When it comes to men in this situation, oh, we're going to get to that, Kenny. We're going to get to that. And let me read this because I had it up there so I wouldn't forget. A simple solution for him would have been to invite other mothers as chaperones. I don't feel sorry for him because he's being incredibly dismissive about the mom's very valid concerns. And that's what I'm saying. This idea, oh, well, it hurt my feelings. That is the part that frustrates me and exhausts me about dealing with men because it's always about your feelings. But this is the logical sex, right? This is the sex that always wants to come and say, oh, you're dealing with emotion and this and that and the other. He sat there, and I don't want to drag him too much just off of that thing. You know, like I said, because as a human being, I get it. As a human being and as a parent, I get there's certain things I understand the feelings that he has, but it does not make sense, sir. You sat and explained why it makes sense on top of you being a man and knowing the reputation men have and the reputation that men uphold. Again, when things go wrong, what do they say to the one? You should have known better. This is what knowing better, this is what being discerning, this is what it looks like when women play a more active role, according to y'all, in protecting themselves from the potentially bad things that a man can do, because we don't know until we know in a lot of cases. Y'all are not all standing around with a pencil mustache and a cloak, giggling and tickling your fingers together, making it obvious to know who's ready and willing and looking to do what. It said, he's too bothered for me, and I quote how many times he made sure to tell us that someone. I mean, it's relevant. This is the thing. If a woman did it, a woman did it. Like, whoever is harming children of any sex, they deserve to be dragged. I don't care so much about that. But my point is, you understand then, on top of knowing that men have the reputation and have earned the reputation for being more violent, for being more sexually abusive, you already know the deal. And it's more likely to happen with a man. Yeah. The rate of abuse and assault against women and girls is so high. It's crazy to me that males are still acting so confused about why women are so rightly protected. That's why it used to bother me so much, when we used to be in them old lives and the men would come up and say, well, it's such a small percentage, we shouldn't even care. That is why I say scrutinize these men. Between that attitude, the clip I showed where Michaela Coel was talking about how they like to skate on that line without actually fully crossing it to stay in that gray area. And then, like I said, if they do wind up on the other side of that line where they're not supposed to be, the way they're able to scapegoat the women and saying, oh, well, you could have prevented it and you should have done more to prevent it. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I don't give a fuck about their feelings about anything. With all of those things being what they are, I don't care how you feel about how I'm looking at you. I'm looking over my rim of my glasses and down my nose at you. I'm scrutinizing you, and I'm telling every woman around me to do the same. Because there's a lot at stake, and y'all are not accountable. Never accountable. Even when you're laying on the sofa with your door open and your dick out, you're not accountable. So I don't care. I feel for baby girl. But like I said, there's other ways. Take them to Chuck E. Cheese. Take them to Discovery Zone. Take them indoor wall climbing. Take them to putt-putt. There's a lot of ways to have a party. I just, when I got to go to school in the morning, they just opened up one of those escape rooms or something. I was looking at that. I was like, oh, that might be the next thing. We got to go check it out. See if she likes it. Might do that for her. You know what I mean? There's other things you could do besides a sleepover. It said, you're very right. Predators are deceptive and manipulative. We can't tell by looking at anyone, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Protect your children, and that's it, and that's all. I could not care less. But the plot has thinned, y'all. The plot has thinned, because while I was looking for, I was trying to get a picture for the thumbnail, I came across it. So apparently he's been beefing with some people, because a lot of people have been saying, like, he's suspect for this. Now, I want to start by saying, I do not agree with any homophobia. I do not agree with anything of, like, just placing homosexuality on someone as a means of insulting them or speaking to their untrustworthiness. That I don't agree with. But I just thought this was interesting. I came across this, and I'll tell you why afterward. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
Like, that really made me it really did make me feel some type of way.
See that right there made me think them little girls should be around you no goddamn way.
If you don't get your funny looking ass somewhere on, nigga, play the rest of the fucking video, bitch ass nigga.
He talking tough, ain't he? I could have sworn I played the whole motherfucking video. This ain't very sleepover like. You upset.
And I do understand, like, where women coming from, but it's like,
I said I do understand what women are coming from. You boy.
I expressed that with other women, and they was like, well, Mark Anthony, you gotta see where she coming from, and blah blah blah, this and that.
And see, you wasn't even listening. Talking about blah blah blah, this and that. So you didn't hear none of the mama's real concerns? Why you ain't add that part in, nigga? But go ahead, proceed. When a birthday come up, yeah, all the chaps at my house. Parents just dropping them off. You know why? Because they know me, and I'm a good father. They see me.
And your weird ogre looking ass trying to imply that I'm not a good daddy. Boy, y'all trying to take food out of my mouth. Boy.
Listen here, sweet tea. I ain't one time in that video say you was a bad daddy. Matter of fact, I say I ain't know. I say the ladies didn't know if you was a good father or not, because you ain't interacted with them. But you looking kind of sweet over this motherfucker now. What the fuck you say? Ogre. All right, keep going.
Then it sound like a lot of y'all lack self-control. Men like you, I don't even want girls around me. I don't even want them. I don't even want them type of. It sound like you lack self-control. All you weird ass men.
You want to seem a little upset right now. And don't put words in my mouth. I stopped that shit because I ain't want to do it no goddamn more. And like I said, you got to read the room. Tell me why the fuck my old ass want to be around a whole bunch of teenage girls. And you up here arguing with everybody about this shit. Again, you kind of acting a little. Maybe they should see something. In response to this goddamn thing right here, see, look.
I wouldn't even want your weird looking ass in the same state as my child. Get your bitch looking ass, boy. Y'all fucking pandering ass, men and shit, boy.
Bitch ass, you say? Sir, this is the only bitch assness I see. Boy, that settles it. You can't watch nobody goddamn kids. I wouldn't even let you watch my houseplants, nigga. You sweeter than a bag of sugar.
Okay. Now, the reason that I wanted to show that, and more specifically the last part, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, what would have y'all been doing there? And would you have been trying to make content there? After that, I started seeing a bunch of videos of people saying that like he has OnlyFans and this and that and the other. So whatever. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do not care enough to want to try to go dig through his page and Facebook and all that other stuff to figure out whether or not that's true. But I'm saying that I know how. Listen, I like when I hang out with my family and kids and this and that and the other. I like to dance with babies specifically, like baby dancing. I love a little baby dance. I love a little baby butt dance, right? You know that little bounce they do. And she said, "Well, that escalated." Right. What I'm saying is, if he's doing all of that, I could see him hyping up a party to having little girls doing all of that, and that happening in an environment where he's the only adult there. You get what I'm saying? Like the potential for what could be going on in a situation like that, I'm just looking like, okay, yeah, I don't think it's appropriate. Hey, Amethyst. I don't think it's appropriate. And again, not because of anyone being homosexual or not. I don't think he hasn't presented as such, so I don't believe he is such. And even if he was, that would not be the issue. The issue is just a man is a man is a man. And we don't trust men. I say, is it Uchi Wally or one mic? Are we supposed to just trust men unabashedly? Or are we supposed to use our discernment? People are using their discernment. And based off of the different things that are coming out, the different videos and stuff that are being made, like I said, that right there, I would go that's a point for the other team saying, hey, yeah, no, they shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be there. So I'm going to have to side with the people that say, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't have my kid going over there in those situations. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to be a no for me, dog. He's been making a lot of content about it. You know, I did go to his page briefly or whatever. People get on anything. And that's another thing. But I be trying to explain to y'all why I am not active on social media, because social media will have you, like, if you go to my TikTok, I have a lot of TikToks where it's just me looking in the space with a sound over it and like a caption. Why? Because that's what people respond to. It wasn't a test, but I made a TikTok the other day in my classic style of me, like explaining some things, and I put little clips of stuff in there, whatever. I'm barely getting anything. My ones that, like I said, is me looking off into space, is some kind of sound and a caption that gives context, are by far my best performing content on there. And so it's just like social media, I don't say I blame people, and this ties into what we're going to talk about, the lady in the wedding dress that was crying. I don't necessarily blame people who are trying to be content creators for latching on to whatever works and just going with that. But like I said, I personally don't feel comfortable sometimes, not sometimes, but in the ways that I could see doing things and being able to go viral or whatever within this particular platform. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to be stuck doing that because, again, I've said it so many times before with Kevin Samuels and like Kendra G and all them other people. You can see it on their face. They're not happy. They may be quote unquote successful, but they don't seem to be happy with what they want, seem like they have to do in order to maintain the level of success they have. So I want to be successful in a way that's sustainable and authentic to me. Um, so that's why, you're gonna get it as it comes authentically, because I can't do this. I can't be arguing with people. I don't want everybody in my business, you know, and most things are not for people to even be knowing to have opinions about, to have the nerve to come and tell me their opinions about, you know what I mean? What does this say? Oh, I also like your idea, Key. He could have changed the party to a tea party, invite the moms to get. That's what's like. If this is about, that's what kind of bothered me about it, and I feel like it's typical when it comes to males in these situations where it's like, why aren't these women thinking of my feelings? Why aren't these women thinking about how this affects me? He didn't even talk too much about the daughter, like, oh, I can't have a party, because he could have had a party for her. You get what I'm saying? Like, if this was about the daughter, you can just have a different kind of party that parents can be more comfortable with bringing their kids to and being there. You know what I mean? And who knows, you could build up the goodwill enough if you are that guy that's safe in that way, that the more they get to know you and spending that time. My daughter went to a school from kindergarten to like the fourth grade, and there was a girl there that would have these extravagant, beautiful parties every single year. And then that last year, she had a sleepover. And by that time, I knew the parents enough to where I was like, heck, because it was really far out and I don't drive. And like, we had to catch a plane, train, and an automobile just to get to the place for me to get her there. And I'm just like, I don't know if I could swing trying to get back, get there and back the next day. So they were like, well, hey, I was like, is it okay if she catch a ride back with you and I can come meet you at your house or whatever? She's like, we'll bring her to your house. Like, it's cool. We've known each other. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you build a rapport with people, if you build a relationship with people to where you feel like you could trust them, that's fine. But that idea that you don't have to put that work into to earn that trust, to earn that knowing of people being like, oh yeah, this is so and so, he doesn't do that. That's where it's frustrating for me. A lot of men are just feel entitled and they seem to resent the idea that women kind of get more trust. And I understand that that does leave room for abuse from women and stuff. Like, this is not me trying to say no women are ever abusive and need to be dealt with. But by and large, there are way more men doing it. There are way less men than should be getting punished for it. And there are way too many um, caveats where women get vilified and villainized for even bringing it up and trying to get any kind of justice. So I will never be on this. I will always be scrutinizing the man. I will always be looking out of the side eye, and I'm always going to err on the side of caution when it comes to a man. Good day. Um, so yeah, that's that on that. And now that brings us to, why did I open that up? I'm sorry. I got this app opening up. I'm trying to wait for it to open all the way so I can close it. Where's this at? Okay. Oh, I forgot to do. Maybe I'll do it at the end, just as a offside. Who did I put up her crime? There is a lady who apparently Um, again, I I wind up seeing people talking about stuff before I actually see people doing anything. So I saw something about a lady, and somebody was talking about this lady, and they put a clip of her up, and she was crying in her wedding dress. I'm not putting her crying in the wedding dress because I just, I don't feel like that is necessary to lay out the story the way I want to lay it out. But I saw the lady was crying in a wedding dress, and she was saying she felt so betrayed. Her husband left her, and she should have known he didn't love her, this and that and the other. And I looked in the comments of it, and they were talking about, hey, that's the cruise ship lady. That's the cruise ship lady. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? So this is from her page. And the caption says, the day I realized husband doesn't really want me, I kept trying to get his attention. He looked at other girls like he was embarrassed of me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm pausing it because I don't need YouTube try and play me. But we're just going to look at the body language. Okay, let's see what she's saying. It's I wanna. What you say, babe? What's wrong? Ooh, I'm not going to tempt I wasn't going to tempt the YouTube gods to cut me off. But yeah, so we see there appears to be trouble in paradise. They're on the cruise. She's trying to engage with him and everything, and he is just not having it. Now, mind you, I went down a rabbit hole or whatever. This is what, because I feel like there's a story emerging here. So they got married. Do I have where they got married at? People, it's okay. So this says people are saying he was tired of me always posting on the internet, but he literally put that he accepts our TikTok and our vows. So I'm confused still. I'm gonna go ahead and play that one.
Your drive to the world. I vow to love you, honor you, cherish you in sickness and health. On your drive to the world. Maybe everybody watch the TikTok. I promise to always put our relationship first and to work together to overcome any challenge.
I promise to love you through any disagreement that we may ever have. I will never hold it against you. I promise to never go to sleep angry, because you know life is short. This is my promise to you. Now.
So that shows that he was aware that she was someone who did TikToks and stuff. Again, like I said, I went to her page, and when I was going to her page to find certain clips, I saw she is a pretty big creator at this point. She has a lot of followers. She does a lot of content. And honestly, she seems like a vibe. She seems like a really good time, fun loving, life of the party. However, she seems like very high energy, and he gives low energy. And there's another, first of all, when I saw that cowboy hat at the ceremony, That told me all I needed to know right there. And I'm going to just leave that where it is for right now, but I'm just saying. It says, of all of the songs, I know, I thought that too. To be playing in that moment is almost prescient. I really hope Miss Keke Jones is uplifted and comes through this as a happier version of herself. I hope so. She seems like default a happy person, and I'm gonna get to that too. But I want to show this TikTok of them on the cruise. So this one says, finally convinced him to come on a cruise after years of cruising alone. Why do I have two? I'm gonna click on this one. Okay.
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him.
So that one made me feel like, okay, this is somebody. She's saying she's been cruising alone. Because like I said, she has so many TikToks of her on cruises, going on trips and this and that and the other. And it's saying that she never got him to come. And so finally he's coming. So I'm like, okay, this is painting a picture out of me. And for him to put that in their thing or whatever, this paints a picture of someone who is very high energy, and this is a person who is low energy but has decided, hey, you know what, I love you, I want to be with you, we're going to be together, I'm accepting this about you. So what I was getting from this is like an introvert and an extrovert kind of having a little bit of a clash there. I don't know. Hey, Summer. But I also, so then there is this, and I found it literally like right before I came up. I saw this one and I said, this is really like showing me some things. So I'm about to show you this.
Okay, so part 4 on how I married into a family that don't like me. Okay. First off, disclaimer. Okay, I can post what I want. This is my story. It happened, and being that I am an influencer, I go to social media, I have all rights to give my story time. As long as it's 100% true and it happened. And I hate to say, all this stuff is really happening, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people saying, like, what did you get yourself into? Let me tell you something. Okay, first and foremost, my husband, he is not like them. They not like us. They like seriously, like, when I met him and then I met his family, I was like, that can't be your family. He said, little do you know, growing up, they always told him that. They was like, oh my God, that's so your mama? That's your mama? The way I don't believe that's your mama. It's like night and day, y'all. And it's like, and that's why I cling to him. First, we're both cancers. We're both cancers. And when I met him, he's sweet. He's very thoughtful. He'll give you your heart. But that's how we are, though. Think about what I told y'all in the other part, how he was doing for everybody. Like, he's a good-hearted person. Like, they take advantage. And when I met my husband, I'm like, I felt like, damn, I felt sorry. I felt like, man, you deserve so much better. I heard the story of his ex-wife. I was like, damn. I heard the story of his baby mama. Like, the shit that happened, I just wanted to love this man. That's it. I wanted to be there. I wanted to change his life. I wanted to give him a different scene. I wanted to just show him that he is appreciated. So, yeah, I did get into his head on some, like, take care of yourself. Like, I said, hey, when the last time you did something for you? When the last time you bought you something? When the last time you did something you love? He's like, you right. Fuck, am I wrong? I just came in his life, uplifted him, made him feel good, and did what a woman's supposed to do. Everybody like, why they don't like you? Why they don't like you? Let me tell you something. I used to be 400 pounds. Okay, so I lost a lot of weight. I got skin removed, and every time his mama would be like, you need to watch the way you dress. My man, I don't want my man looking at that. I mean, one time we used to get together. I was shaking my butt, dancing, and one of the girls got mad and wanted to fight me because she felt like I was shaking my ass around her man. But my man is right here. I am shaking my butt on my man, y'all. They paint me out to be the bad person, you know. And I'm not the type of person that be like, oh, you look good. Oh, I look good. Oh, I'm better than everybody. I'm better than everybody. I'm not even that type of person. But it's like people they like, oh, I don't like you. Oh, I used to cut bitches' faces back in the day. Bitches that look like you. Like, what? Bro, I always told his family, I said, y'all are foreign to me. Because I'm not used. My mama ain't call me no B's and H's. My mama ain't try to beat me up. My mama ain't do this. Like, yeah, me and my mama got the best relationship, but I ain't never been treated like that. I ain't never been treated like that. And, baby, I'm just like, come on now. Like, enough is enough. And then for people to sit there and be like, oh, I'm do this to you. I'm gonna do this to you. So you want to hurt me? You want to fight me? You want to do stuff to me because I'm speaking my truth? Like, this is my thing. People, I heard somebody say in the comments, they don't like you because they can't control you. They can't make you stop. Why do you think you can make people stop? Like, I hear all the time, oh, this family in the hood, don't nobody play with them. They run the hood. We just let it be what it be. Cause ain't nobody gonna mess with her because she know all her sons, all her kids got her back, and that's messed up. So you are intentionally bullying people because you know, oh, I got my kids, I got my people behind me. That's messed up, bro. That shit ills my stomach. So if it wasn't me that was being bullied, it'll be the other wife, it'll be the other girlfriend. Baby, I done told you I'm not alone. This is something that people have gotten used to, and they feel like it's okay. Well, Keke is here to say it's not okay. And you cannot bully me. You cannot tell me what to do. Oh, I don't want you to dress like that. I don't want, oh, she this, she that. Like, ever since I met them, it's been nothing but judgmental. And all I did was come in here with my arms open, trying to be cool with everybody. And I even apologized for some stuff I didn't do. They blame me for the fight that started at the wedding. Yeah. Like, the baby mama kept wanting to talk about some stuff. And I'm like, not right now. When I said not right now, she stood up. Bitch, I'ma beat your ass, you bad bill bitch. In the wedding, bro, I sat there and was quiet. I was quiet, y'all, because that was not my place. I asked her to just stop it. Don't do this. But you married and you supposed to be happy. Don't do this, please. And still did it, and they called me. Oh, Keke, it's Keke's fault. For sitting there? I was sitting there. I didn't do anything. And it's like, I hate when people want to make you be the bad guy. And then they lied on me and said it was on camera. I got in touch with the owner and tell me why. He said, no, that is a lie. I don't have anything on camera like that. I don't have you. He even sent me the video. And out of respect, I ain't gonna post it. But he sent me the video, and I'm like, bro, you don't see me talking to this girl. You don't see me doing nothing, but still blame me. And then on top of that, oh yeah, you messed up my son's wedding, you sickly, ugly. Now I will be reading those messages. When I get to my other phone, I'm gonna do another one. I'm sorry, I ain't type of person keep doing part, but the shit is just so juicy. But I'm gonna go get my other phone, and I'm gonna read all the shit that she say about me on her page, because come on now. And she put a name to it. She posted my picture. That should be, the cops need to be seeing about that. Because I'm just telling my story. I'm just telling my story, bro. And it's like, y'all so mad. And it's like, don't come to my page, bro. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to tell me what I cannot do. You act like I'm threatening you and all that. Ain't none of that. I'm traumatized, actually. Honestly, shoot, y'all done been putting me through so much HE double hockey stick. I'm on TikTok telling my story. I am traumatized. I'm on here telling my story. Come on now. I done put up with far too much. Just because I want to love keep messing over apparently, taking advantage of, and all this stuff. And you know this man is not confrontational. He's none of that, y'all. When I tell y'all, he's night and day, bro. He don't like to argue. He don't like the drama. And it's like, he the type that he don't like it. You could push him, and he will explode. He's like one of the people like a quiet man with. Well, you don't want that quiet man. So I don't do that. I give him peace. Sure enough, he don't like that. I'm telling my story, but I had to explain to him like I'm explaining to anybody. This is my life, my story. Before he got with me, he watched me. He was my friend social media for like 3 years, y'all. He know this about me. He know that I am social media, y'all. I just want to be great. I've been through so much in life, y'all. I just want to be great. So if I got a story to tell, I'm gonna tell it. And that is not the only story. But the Lord put me here for a reason, and I'm slowly for surely figuring it out. And I'm gonna tell my story. So yeah. See y'all for the next one.
So you said, "Oh my goodness, is she capable for this man who let her humiliate herself on his apps?" I feel like this is an old thing because when I went to her, like I saw it in a search, and then I went to her page to try to find the rest of the story time. I couldn't, and I was scrolling. So I feel like this was like before the cruise, before you get what I'm saying. Like this was before all of the new stuff that made her go viral. Yes, I was about to get to that. Listening to that, because this was my first time, I believe it was. I don't know if it was before the cheating, but I believe it was before, the fallout. So what I'm getting from that, because I listened to like a minute or two of it, and I was just like, okay, I can put this in the thing, but I didn't listen to the whole thing until just now. So what I'm getting out of this is, number one, this is someone who has moved forward in her own self-actualization. She lost a lot of weight. She got surgery and everything. So she's feeling confident. And you can tell, like, if you go to her page, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's a vibe. She is a vibe. If you go to her page and just look at her content or whatever, you could tell this is somebody who is highly comfortable in her own skin. She's fun loving. She is just the life of the party. And it seems genuine. It seems genuine in that, she wants to have fun. Can it be a little cringe sometimes? Yes, but it's still one of those things where you're just like, oh, this is just a happy, fun person, and she just wants to have fun. So it's not, it can be off-putting, but like it's not, it don't come off as fake. Sometimes it can come off as a little bit try hard, but it's still endearing. I hope that makes sense. But now listening to her story and saying like she lost weight and everything, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That kind of aligns for me in all of that. And she's showing off her body as because I was looking, I was like, for a big girl, she got a nice little shape. So she's enjoying the work that she has put in to get to where she is, as she should. The story she was telling about his family was a bit close to home for me. She sounds like she was living the life I would have lived if things had gone the way that I was trying to get them to go, back in the day before I knew better. I'm gonna just say that. So I can rock with her on that, like I get her, I feel her. However, also when she says that they were friends on social media and this and that and the other, that kind of has me side-eyeing him, because I feel like he saw her and he saw her light and he saw her getting happy and this and that and the other. And he was drawn to her and attracted to her and wanted that for himself. But then it was a bit too much for him to handle. Everything that she said in that video about the dynamic of his family and how she views him and that whole narrative of, oh, he just does everything for everybody. And I just heard a bunch of personal narratives, both him and her, coming out in the way she was talking. Number one is this idea that he is just a martyr and he just gives and gives and gives, and he's just this calm, chill man that doesn't like drama, that's just trying to be a good stand-up man, so forth and so on. And she's just there to be his peace. She's not giving peace. She's not giving peace to me, and not because I feel like she's unlovable or a bad woman or a bad person or anything like that. She just got a lot of energy. Like I said, she seems to be enjoying her shine that she's worked hard to get, and so she wants to remain in the spotlight, and that she does. She has, like I said, her page is popping. her page is popping. So for me, it's just like, okay, sir, why are you there? If you're that low key of a person and she's getting on your nerves that much and this and that and the other, blah, 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 why are you there? Why would you pick a woman like that? That's number one. Number two, the story she was telling is giving, oh, her and his people are a lot more like each other than she probably thinks. Um, I feel like, because people say people have a type and we get into these patterns or whatever. So if she's feeling like, oh, he's just having to do so much for his family and this and that and the other, I bet you dollars to donuts if we were to talk to him that he would say he felt the same way about her, that he had to do all this stuff for her and she was just a burden on his back at this point and this and that and the other. Mary says, I had a narc that did that too. He saw my Facebook page when I would make my holy posts to bait me. I've left the holy post in that MF, but I thank good. Praise the Lord. My holy posts. But yeah, I feel like he saw her and he saw her shine and he felt like, oh, I can get her. I can get in on the ground floor of her glow up. Clearly she's a my man type of person. So that's the leverage that he had, was being able to make her a wife. Because she does have children or has a child. I saw people were saying like she had did a story time. I couldn't find it. Weird, because I think she does a lot of Facebook lives and stuff too. And I'm never gonna be that dedicated. I'm not. If I can't find it on a quick little humbug, we ain't gonna have it. But basically, they were saying that she was a single mother and she was living her life and she had been hurt before and she had given up. It was just like, I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to worry about me. And he came along, pursued her, married her, everything like that, just to turn around and act like she is just the bane of his existence now. And I feel so bad about that. And I saw, like I said, I saw her crying and everything on the dress. Now I will say this, and this, it is what it is. Like I said, we're in this age now where this is what people got to do to get put on. So can't knock the hustle. But I've never, even back in the day when it was just Facebook and MySpace and stuff like that, I was going through it. Okay. In my own, to my own degree, by my own standards, I was going through it. But there was just something about bringing it to the timeline that just never gelled with me, simply because at the end of the day, I knew that it was probably going to make things worse between me and the person that I was having conflict with, as opposed to making it any better. And since that was the problem, I didn't see the point. Like I was never going to get the satisfaction or the comfort or the catharsis from, a bunch of other people validating me as I was going to get from actually being able um to bridge the gaps between me and whoever I would. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm having a problem with my baby father or something like that, I just never saw the benefit in bringing it to the timeline. So now that's just another thing for us to argue about. And yeah, I may have all these people going, yeah, you right, girl, da 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 da. But that wasn't going to keep me warm at night. That was, you get what I'm saying? Like that wasn't going to solve the problem. So I just have never been someone who believes in the virtues of bringing it to the timeline. That being said, this woman has built a platform off of being transparent in this way. This man knew that. Why are you there if you don't like it? Why are you there? If it's too much, why are you there? And I get sometimes you think something is not going to be too much and then you go in and you find out whatever. But again, why you got to be like that? And then I feel bad because they're saying like he cheated on her and he cheated on her with her friend or something like even more so that means it sounds like she's surrounded by people who aren't really for her, aren't really about her. The story she was telling about the family at the wedding and everything like that, like that's out of control as well. Not I don't even know what to say about that except for like, girl, you didn't think, I don't know, but I wanna show, because like I said, she seems like such a fun person. This other person had posted this video of her on her wedding day and just the fun. And he was there having fun too. That's the part that bothers me. Like, that's another reason why I don't deal with these dudes. Like, it's just child. I'm not playing it because, I'm watching out. I feel like I got away with it a little bit with the music and stuff. But look at them. Like, look at how much fun they're having. They're having a great time. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a whole lot. And I'm gonna get into some things too, because like, so what I'm seeing and what I can see of the situation, and even if I were able to find all that stuff, this is still just a curated, you know, information about someone's lived experience. It looks to me like this is a person, like I said, who is well meaning and fun loving and just wants to be loved. This looks like someone who is forward facing and positive. This looks like someone who's willing to put in work, for whatever, for her dreams, for the people she cares about, this, that, and the other. And unfortunately, though, I feel like um this is someone who has not had enough examples of a standard beyond what she is surrounded by to be able to aspire to. I think that she did. That's what I'm saying. Like, she looks so nice. And even if you go to her page on TikTok and you see her in all her outfits and stuff, she looked good. She looks good. Like, for a big girl, she looks good. The shape is shaping. She looks nice in the bathing suits and the little outfits and stuff. And, the attitude and everything is there. That's what I was like. She seemed like somebody I would kick it with. Yes, very much given lover girl. And but I was saying, like, I feel like unfortunately she is someone who has she's reaching for more and she's working for more and she's striving for more, but unfortunately I don't feel like she has access within her vicinity to more and better, higher standards. I, that whole thing of, like the lady was saying, the stuff we're willing to put up with in order to have relationships, in order to live up to, she is really pretty, hey, to else, in order to live up to societal standards. That is where you get, and it's so much about what I see in her that reminds me of when I was doing so well. And then I was like, okay, I'm doing all of this stuff on my own, mind you. And now I need a man. And that was how I fucked my life up, because I couldn't just recognize that you were able to do this on your own. And like, if a man comes, he comes. You know what I mean? And I know that it sounds like she did not go looking for him. You get what I'm saying? But that's the way, like, when we get so wrapped up in this idea of being partner and feeling like, oh, that's the missing piece of the puzzle. Then when I get this man, when I'm married, this and that and the other, then I will have, completed the game. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Erica De Niro. I will have actually won the game and gotten all the things. When in reality, we might just need to be like, yeah, no, I need to keep going forward on my own and like see how far I can get. So is it some conscious self-sabotage? I don't feel it could be, but in her case, because I'm looking at how she seems to be so like motivated and like a go-getter, I don't think it's so much subconscious self-sabotage. It's just, and she's in the wrong environment. She's in the wrong room. She's not around the right people. But that's all she knows. It seems like that's all she knows, and that's all she thinks she's around the best she can. Because I'm trying to say it again, I don't know this lady. I don't know where she come from. You get what I'm saying? But it just seems like if she were in an environment where she could be around people who maybe could be a bridge for her into another arena, that she might be able to get better. I feel like the guy, even looking at that guy, I know that guy's type. He probably has like a nice little job. Maybe he do municipal work or something. No, like he seemed like he probably have a quote unquote air quotes good job and or good enough job to be able to say, oh yeah, he's a working man, this type of thing. But you see the stock he comes from. If you see the stock he comes from and you look at the dynamics, oh, he's a victim. Oh, these overbearing women are just using him and everything. I'm going to come be his. So now you're trying to play the role to give him something that he's lacking in his own life. You don't need to be anybody's patch for something they're lacking in their own life. You get what I'm saying? So as opposed to her staying on her goal and keep fulfilling, the needs that she has as an individual person, and then finding somebody else that y'all both are doing that for yourselves together, you're going to be his rib. You're going to be his piece. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I think it was, as opposed to getting in an environment where you're with people who are like, oh, I see what you're doing. And yes, let's do these things together. Let's work on these things that we need to work on individually together. I don't want to stop your thing. I don't want you to, because it's sounding like she's saying that her social media and her personality and the way she shows up is now an issue for him, when it's what he saw that attracted her. You get what I'm saying? He's the anti-Boaz. He's the anti-Boaz. They say when Ruth and Boaz saw Ruth doing what she do in the field, and he came to her because he saw what a woman she was. So it sounds like initially she thought her Boaz had found her, but now he's there and saying, oh, you're a problem. I don't like what you do. I don't like who you are. It says there's introverted women that won't play about, or introverted white men that won't play. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can see, it's not that an introvert and an extrovert can't be together, but there are certain types of introverts and extroverts that they are like, yeah, I love the way you are, and I'm just going to sit back and experience you and provide a environment where you can just shine and thrive. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to, oh, you doing too much and this and that and the other. Because that's exactly what it's giving. Like, oh, she's doing too much. She's too much. But also, this is something else for the men to recognize. When y'all want to sit there and like, create this space where marriage is just the be all end all. That's what happens when you put that battery in the back of a pick-me. A marrying a picnic. If you want people to value marriage so much, that's what happens. She like, oh yeah, nah, I done lost weight. I done got the surgery. I'm this and that and the other. And I'm a wife. I'm wifey. You might have heard about me. I'm wifey. What was that song? You better not never. You got me thinking about Countess Boy. You put that battery in their back though. Now I'm wifey. They can get insufferable. But that's what happens when y'all want to put that marriage on the pedestal. Stop doing that. Everybody, cut it out. This is what we get when we're doing this stuff. But I saw something, and this also made me want to talk about it too, because I saw this TikTok of her when I was going looking for stuff, and this is her and her baby, and her baby is so cute. And I saw this, and I was just like, girl, why couldn't you just be happy with, you get what I'm like, just enjoy your babies. You know what I mean? It's always that feeling, well, I gotta have a man, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, when you seem like you're doing okay. And this was just so cute and fun. I'm gonna show you. I forgot about the music. That's why I cut it off. I didn't want to get cut off. But like you see, I felt like that was so cute. She had a little baby with her. I'm like, girl, you could do some mommy content. You know what I mean? Like, but I also get that like she's having her time to be a bad bitch. You know what I mean? And I ain't really mad at it. You know, we all want to dabble in a bit of bad bitchery at least once in our life. So I can't even be mad at it, but it just, girl. And yeah, the crying and the wedding dress and everything, that's where I was kind of like, all right, girl. But again, but again, she's a social media bae. This is what she does. I get it. Like even the clip I have in the thumbnail, I'm looking at it and it's like, yes, it's sad or whatever, but I'm thinking about the fact that she had to go in her wedding dress, set up the tripod, set up the camera, slide down onto the floor, look sad, check it, make sure she's looking right, make sure it's the right angle. You get what I'm saying? As a content creator myself, like I understand what goes into it. So it's kind of hard for me to just be in the moment of the feelings that this is supposed to invoke in me when I know the background of what had to go into. It's like, okay, are you really processing, or is this just is this just production value? You get what I'm saying? Like she said, and it's cool to want companionship, but by God, don't make it the be all end. That's all I'm trying. Thank you, married woman. Thank you, married women. I'm pissed not so much about him leaving, but why affect her kids to look? I mean, this is the thing. I put the affecting of the children. But again, he came and married, and I'm sure he did all the things to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to stand there and be a good stand up man. So there is no cheat code, right? She'd be a batter bee without that man. Hopefully, she about to be. I think she will. But my thing is, now you got. I would first of all, let's start at where you would never get the satisfaction as a male of me sitting anywhere and there being anything on the internet of me sliding down a wall in a wedding. You get what I'm saying? Like you're just not gonna. That's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. She said, "Yeah, I thought about that too. How many times did she stop and start the bit?" That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard for me to just take social media at face value nowadays because I know a lot of the tricks and that idea of hooking people and gimmicks and all of that other stuff. So like I'm looking at everything with a very pessimistic eye these days. So that's another reason why you will not see me. And also, oh yeah. Some people are saying that this is fake. So I don't even know. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't even know. And again, I don't care to be going and trying to go down that rabbit hole of figuring out if she's lying or not. It said, I guess, but girls, but why go all Miss Havisham? Exactly. Like, why do we have to do all that? But again, you got to give the people what they want, right? When you're doing it for the algorithm, when you're doing it for the timeline, what else you think is going to happen? But I want to take a moment and talk about how people are triggering. Like I spoke on this a little bit in the beginning, but like I think you really have to recognize how much of social media is engineered to grab our attention, to trigger us, to make us want to share it, to make us want to argue about it, to make us want to go do this. You get what I'm saying? And because I'm like not wanting to do that, and I'm watching different people and I'm watching how they do things, it makes it hard for me to know what to buy into. It makes it hard for me to know like what I want to actually invest in my attention currency into. You get what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff I'll just see it and just be like, okay, whatever, that happened, blah 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 blah. But yeah, she need to just, I feel like if she just go back to just, I'm a bad bitch doing my thing, living in the world, me and my girlie, I don't know how many kids she has, but like I could see that being, and again, because I want to say she at least has some tens of thousands of followers. When I saw her, a couple tens of thousands, maybe like 50. Don't get me the lying. Wait a minute. Let me go look. Let me not, and just look and see. Go to her page. Oh, she has 300. Well, I don't know where it started or not, but she has 309.4K followers. And I don't know how much of that is from this situation or whatever, but I'm like, she has more than enough to just do whatever. And she puts the work in. Like I said, her page is full of content. So I applaud her for that. But I'm just like, yeah, let these niggas go. like that's enough of these dudes. It's enough of this. We don't need it, right? And that's also why I don't know. I might open it up. Y'all will be coming up anyway though, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in just in case someone might surprise me. But I also wanted to talk about like the way, oh yeah, I was talking about how social media is designed to trigger responses and trigger engagement. And back to what I was saying, like early on in the stream, we have to be discerning and intentional and recognize, even if we're going to engage in it, because like I said, I still engage with it. I'm nosy like that. I want to know what's going on. Even if I don't necessarily want to get so involved that I want to be talking about it forever and ever and ever or arguing with anybody about it, I still like to know because I'm nosy like that, right? But we have to recognize when we're being played in that way for that attention currency. And so when it comes to this, like I said, with her doing all the, and even when she was in Orange sitting in the car talking about some, oh, I'm gonna tell my story and this and that and the other. And I get it. You know, you can tell your story, this, but there is something about that idea of like drama perpetuating drama. Everything about what you're telling me is you knew this, but you wanted to be married. You get what I'm saying? And was there no way that you could, and this is not to blame her for anything he did. He chose to do whatever he did, and he didn't have to do none of that. He could have just chilled and knew himself better and all the things, right? But I'm just saying, in terms of if we want to glean something from this that we can use in our own lives, you can be married, you can be in a relationship, and it's not, I don't believe in us against the world. I don't believe that a relationship is not good unless y'all are experiencing, you know, that kind of drama that makes you cleave unto that other person because everybody is trying to break up your you get what I'm saying? I believe that it is possible for you to be open to having a relationship in a way that promotes peace and harmony and inclusion and community, you know, so that if you're dealing with this person and you're seeing all this stuff going on and you're seeing how his family is affecting y'all, and that, you get what I'm saying, that you don't have to take on that mantle of, oh well, I'm going to be his peace. You go, no, you know what, I need somebody who we can build a peaceful existence together. I need somebody who comes with a family that's ready for integration. I need somebody who I'm not going to have to fight on my wedding day and prove myself and this and that and the other. But again, I feel like looking at her personality, looking at how she conducts herself, it works with her lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's giving her content. That is the content that she has chosen to make on her platform. It's working for her. You know what I mean? So it's like I see what's going on here. Um, I hope everybody's okay. I hope the babies are okay. So the Bible says, "Wives be the body to his." You would think, right? But I hope everybody's okay. She gives me plucky. So I feel like she will be okay at some point. I hope that she, and honestly, when it comes to the devastation of feeling like, yo, I tried to just be to myself. Why did you come to me with the bullshit, Todd? I 100% get that. I think that's another reason why I am so strict. It's so strict over here because I don't got time. I've cried all the tears I feel like crying over niggas. You know what I mean? I am set in my ways. I don't feel like getting, oh, like she said, I got my mouth all set up for some hash. I don't want my mouth all set up for some hash and then I don't get no hash. I don't want my mouth all set up for some orange juice and I ain't got nothing but a drop of orange. You get what I'm saying? I don't want nobody, I don't want to get all excited about being in a relationship just so that the person can hurt me and disappoint me. I was watching all these clips. Hey, who else? Give me 1 second. I want to say this. I was watching all these clips about the new Dracula movie, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is the fantasy I'm talking about. Like, I like that kind of fantasy where he's just like, oh yes, I cannot be happy except for with this one woman. Like, I like that kind of fantasy, but I recognize how toxic that would be in real life, and like how unrealistic and destructive it is to have that kind of a relationship, for people. But I get the draw. Hey, two L's, why are you little? I want you to be big. How are you? Where you been?
Girl, everywhere, nowhere at the same time. Even though I be on Twitter, I really don't be anywhere, to be honest with you.
I believe you. I understand. No, I totally get it. I understand. I think we all just kind of, it's a lot. A lot is happening.
Yeah, and you have a fifth grader too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know how that's been. Like,
Hmm.
ugh, I feel like I'm applying for college all over
Oh my
again. It's
gosh.
crazy. But I miss y'all. I be wanting to come back in, and then I'd be like,
Listen,
oh,
you missed. I was fussing at everybody. I was like, now I don't talk about it much, but I'm gonna say it here. We should be better than this. It shouldn't
we
be no
should.
nigga be the glue holding us together now. All right, come on.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. And I see your messages and I be cackling and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna jump back in. And I had a dream about y'all today or this morning.
Oh,
Yeah. I was like, oh, I miss my Discord family.
yes, we got to do better because I'm just like, no.
um girl, I saw this story. I saw people talking about it. Like I didn't even know this had happened to her. Um, but like you said, it does kind of play to the larger um I don't want to say issue, but issue of how like marriage is pedestalized and then how it sort of grooms women, young ladies into adult women to sort of marriage is a prize and that's like the end all be all and that's the final boss stage and you gotta get it. And it's like,
You not bossed up. You not leveled up unless you married, girl.
yeah, and that's like, but why? Why does that have to be your end all be all? Why is that your greatest accomplishment? And I have a problem with that because outside of a title and a license, like, girl,
Oh, that just made me think about it too. Because did you see all this stuff going on with Super Scent?
no, what happened?
So Super Scent came to the timeline, with her business, and was saying like her son, who is 15, I think, is like bucking up at her and don't want to listen to her and being disrespectful or whatever like that. And he does it. It seems to be surrounding her marriage to her husband now, but at one point her husband was like beating on her, whatever. So
Oh,
it's like it's one of those things where it's like, now girl, you know what you know what I mean. But again, because we pedestal, like, she didn't even invite the children to the wedding.
oh, wow.
And once again, it's black women saying, oh well, you should be able to, and now there was a lot more women, I feel like, that was like, oh, that's messed up, don't be picking a man over you. There was still that little pocket of women that's like, hey, yeah, oh well, it's okay to have a husband and your marriage ain't about your kids. All of these things. Like, what is wrong with us? Can we please? Can we please?
I just said something about this on Twitter, and I don't watch Salt Wives, Salt Lake City RHOA. I don't watch it in totality, but there was a woman who, well, her child, she met up with her daughter because I think her children live with their father, and I guess the sum total is that her daughter said to her verbatim, "You chose men, you prioritize men over us, and I don't understand it. And this is how it makes me feel. It feels makes me feel like we're not important. Like you're my mom, and you don't even know anything about me." And I was like, wow. Like, I don't know. As a mom, I couldn't fathom that. Husband and I'm always going to choose my child. Like, and especially anyway, I digress. I don't understand that, but it is something that is constantly um, hmm, perpetuated, stated, framed that, oh, your spouse is supposed to come before your kids. You know, the little umbrella where it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
God, the husband, the wife, and then the children. And I'm like, Why can't they all be on the same level field? Why does there have to be a tier system in this? It's like,
You know what?
what?
I think it comes from a lack mindset, honestly, because it's this idea that like the man makes it valid. You know what I mean? Like even if this
Hmm.
is not the father of the child, the fact that you were picked, makes you valid as a woman and then as a mother and everything like that. Cuz I again, this is me being able to tap back into that space, that headspace I was in when I was moving a little crazy. Now I was never in no space of like the man over my child. I would kill a nigga before I would put on my child.
Right,
But I was inviting a lot of drama, having to do with the man being there and
yeah,
trying to accommodate him and trying to get him to see the value of being there
right,
that we didn't have to go through because I felt like there was value in him being there by being able to validate the family. And
right.
also, even when I wasn't necessarily like trying to be in a relationship, when I was compartmentalizing, like, okay, I'm a mom Monday to Friday, but I'm a woman on the weekends. Mama got to have a life too, type of thing. It's
Hmm.
that idea that, oh, yes, I'm missing out on something if I'm not getting this Zick, and it's just like,
Right.
no, girl. I mean, it's okay. It can be fun. It could be a little quick key, whatever. But like when you just put it in the wrong spot, it fucks everything up.
Everything. And back to Super Set, I don't, adults, I'm gonna say adults. And then it's interesting because Diva always says this too, that when we become adults, we often forget what it's like to be a child, as if we didn't experience or have those same feelings. So why wouldn't she think that her children or her son, seeing her being abused by this man who's supposed to love her, why wouldn't she think that would have an impact? And I'm not saying he should be disrespectful to his mom, but are you even considering their feelings too? Like when you're in a relationship, your kids are in it too. They by proxy, they have no choice but to be around this other person. And if the person that you have in their environment is toxic to you and harming you, what do you how do I don't get what's not clocking to them. Like, why do you not think that's not going to impact them?
Because I feel like I know, again, this is me stepping back into that mindset when things were going on. And like I said, me and my daughter have talked about it, and she was just like, Mom, we did not need my dad there. Right. But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh no, you need the man in the home and the structure. And, I want to give my kid every advantage. And I want to not feel like I didn't do everything that I could to be a proper mother, up to and including providing the advantage of the father in the home, that type of thing. And
Yeah,
also trying to mitigate this idea of, oh, I don't want to be sleeping around, I don't want too many bodies, I don't want to have diseases, even though that involves the dissonance of, okay, this man is a cheater, or this man has cheated on you before, or you get what I'm saying. So it's all of these things of like trying to mitigate these problems by basically courting the biggest problem of all, which is this person who is showing you
hmm,
that they are not trustworthy, is showing you that they are not aligned with what you say your values are.
right,
And back to, you weren't here, but I played a video at the very beginning of this live to set the tone for all the different clips where this woman was talking about the things that we are willing to put up with and give up just to get along with men. And so not recognizing and realizing that for whatever it is we think we're going to gain from having proximity to this man, we are giving up so much in terms of energy and capacity, mental, emotional bandwidth that we could be using to level up. That like I said, the lady clearly was leveling up. She was on her path of leveling up when he saw her, and he wanted her because of that. You're not going to tell me he didn't. You're not going to
right.
tell me he didn't see her laughing and dancing and enjoying her new body and say, I want to enjoy her new body. I want to enjoy that energy she's bringing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I feel like I know that was the point in my life I was at. I was like 25, I think. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got my first apartment and I'm working and I'm on my own and I'm independent. He should see my value now. You get what I'm saying? So I took my eye off of the work that I was doing successfully to elevate myself to now shifting to trying to prioritize this man and bring this man in and plug this man in, and it fucked everything up.
Girl, I've been there. Yeah.
So it's like I get it and I feel sad, and I think that's part of the work that I'm trying to figure out is how do I convey to women that, like, no, that's not a man is not the answer, a dick is not the answer, a dick is never the answer. Like, how do I get women to understand while still holding space for those that want to be partnered? And because again, I'm not the boss of anyone. So I can't sit and say to women, oh, you need to be single for the rest of your life, or you need to be single until, your kids are out of high school, or you get what I'm saying? Whatever I may personally be doing for myself in my own life, I can't sit and say, oh, that is the answer for you. But I can and do say with all confidence that the man and the dick and everything else, the marriage, whatever, should not be the priority.
And I think that's the message you should continue to go with, right? Because, like you said, you don't really want to discourage or seem like you're discouraging people from partnership if that's what they want, because everybody has something different or have different desires. But I think it is important that you what does Diva say? Unwind their eyes.
Yeah, like if you're going to know what you're getting yourself
Know what you're
into
getting
and
into.
and make the right arrangements.
Right.
For why my friend calling me? I ain't heard from her in a month of Sundays. I'm gonna message her, tell her I hit her right back. Make the arrangements to be able to mitigate and recognize the things that come with it, and make the arrangements to be able to mitigate those things. You know what I mean? And handle those things as they come, so you're not sliding down your wall drunk in your wedding dress when it happens, not knowing where the fuck it came from. Like
right. And I think that comes from, because people look at me weird when I say, my spouse is not my center. My marriage is not my center. I am. What the fuck you mean?
exactly. Like what the fuck?
If those things were to go away tomorrow, I'm gonna still be me. You know what I mean? Like,
First of all, have they not seen how quickly these men be moving on?
girl,
They'll be married within months,
months.
sometimes weeks or days.
And don't her soon to be ex-husband, whatever, isn't he in a relationship already?
That's what I'm hearing. I hadn't seen anything with my own eyes about her saying that he cheated with somebody or he's with somebody or anything like that. So that's why I didn't talk about that. But I have seen people saying that like it was his best friend, her best friend. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Oh, that's a dagger for sure. Oof.
That's what I'm saying. Like it really gives that. I feel like if she's in the right headspace, she needs to build a whole new network of people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, and if you build a whole new network of people, your priorities are going to shift. You're going to be doing stuff. And like I said, one day someone will find you or see you that can meet you at a level that I feel like will be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What they're offering is better, and what they're expecting makes more sense.
Right. And it's mutually, beneficial. I don't know. I think slowly the women are moving away from centering men and centering marriage and centering relationships. They're focused on self. And if those things should come, okay, cool. But if they don't, that's fine too. quite frankly, hey, don't threaten me with a good time of being by myself because I enjoy
Girl,
my company.
listen, they said something about they had this these men talk about a 5B movement. They're like, we're not gonna worry about women, we're just gonna get our money up and this and that and the other. It's like, you promise?
Right,
Do
okay.
you promise? That's the whole problem. Like, that's why I don't like going outside. I don't want no man smiling in my face looking for something from me, looking for an exchange with me that I didn't ask for, that I don't want. You know what I mean? And then, like, even them conversations, oh, men don't value this and that and the other. I don't give a fuck what you value. This is what I
Right.
want to do.
This is value what you value for yourself, not through the lens of somebody else. Like, please.
Exactly. Like, do what you're going to be doing. Do what it is you want to be doing. And then in the midst of your doings, you should find somebody that is aligned with what, because guess what? They're probably going to be doing it too. Or they're
Yeah.
going to be doing something along, on that level, along the same lines. I was thinking about, because this guy has been doing lives on TikTok, and I keep seeing them where his subject is, are single mothers being treated unfairly, or are, is it time to talk about it? Something centered on the idea of single mothers and people, whatever they have to say about single mothers. And I remember like commenting in the comments, because I don't feel like talking to them people, but like, if you're a leader, you're going to be doing whatever it is you're doing regardless. You're not worried about who's following you because you're worried about the mission. That's
Exactly.
what makes you a leader, because you're so focused on accomplishing whatever this goal is, that people go, oh, this person knows what's going on. This person is efficient. This person has ideas. This person has plans. This person has a vision. How can I help? That is what a leader is. But when
Right.
y'all all are sitting around, nobody will let me lead. What do you want to do? Well, I should just be a leader. You don't even know what you want to do. Y'all don't want to feed fucking kids. Y'all
Girl,
don't want to be within one home. Y'all,
listen.
you get what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't
Yes.
want to do anything that is going to benefit the community. You just want your own little kingdom to be able to say that you're a king.
And it right. And I think that all comes from some deeper insecurity. Like, somewhere, sir, along the line, someone didn't pour into you, or you haven't amassed the skills to pour into yourself. And so now you want someone who you feel like is beneath you, which I cannot stand that, um, to prop you up. No, that's not her job. That's not anybody's job but your own. Like, do we all like attaboys and kudos? Yes. But the sum total of it all is you need to be secure within yourself. And that's what when they have those conversations about who the leader, who the head, who the neck, all that crap.
Child, I'm so sick of it. And when I sit and I think about, what my life has been looking like these last couple of years, simply because I'm like, hey, I just want to go back to school. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and make a platform on YouTube to talk about these things.
You
I'm
know,
just kind of casually choosing to do these things that have now set myself up to be able to make impact
right.
beyond myself. And I'm saying that, like, it surprises me sometimes how I find myself in these situations where I'm able to casually make impact in ways that are positive and don't just benefit me,
Hmm.
because I'm choosing to pay attention to these things. But you expect me to be sitting around and going back and forth with you about the big fucking piece of chicken?
Right. No, 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 no. There's work to be
And that's
done.
what frustrates many of us doing that. And going back and
Yeah.
forth about, oh yeah, oh, I'm paying all the bills, but you know, I gotta give him sex and this and that, like all of these things. Do you know what we could be doing with our time and energy? Do you know what could be happening? Do you know what's about to happen? Do you
Ugh,
know what we need to be preparing for and planning for and strategizing for?
especially now. My God, today.
That's what's like. So there's another reason why I've just been kind of like sitting back, because it's hard for me not to get into that place where I'm like, all right, I'm a little bit sick of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? Because I'm not
Yeah.
into that preachy stuff. I'm not into, I don't like to wag my finger, but can we get serious for a second?
Please. Yeah, those conversations have been like, oh, have you guys not found the piece to the puzzle? Like, I don't know. I'm just tired of,
She
yeah.
said them chicken pieces had up in a choke. There's so many things.
A huge
So many
chokehold.
things.
Oh
Chicken
my god.
pieces, eyelashes, hair weaves, degrees, everything. I'm tired. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I'll be finding myself like, you know what? It made sense for me to get kicked out of that lady's live because I'm in there telling them they stupid. I'm in there saying like, I don't care. So it makes sense for people to block me because like that's what they want to talk about. They can talk about that, right? But like I'm really I'm saddened and I'm
Yeah.
embarrassed. But you want to come at me because my name has sick mom in it.
Because also, well, you have a good spirit and a good heart, and you want what's best for that person, even if you don't know them individually. That's just who you are and how you move. And so it is frustrating where you're just like, my God, are you guys still on this when we could be focusing on that?
We could be focusing on this. Like, what are these kids going to eat next month?
What hello?
What
How
are these
many
kids
were
going
gonna
to eat
have health
next month?
insurance? Health insurance premiums about to go up. Like, are
Health
people gonna
insurance,
be
like
going without that?
everything is child. What are we doing? Do you have your passports? Did you get your shots?
I can't even believe that's a real song
I
though.
know. Oh my god, I hate that. That's so funny though. I think about that every now. But no, like there's really some serious things going on, and y'all bickering about this. Like, who fucking cares?
Girl, that's why I think that's probably why I checked out a little bit because I'm like, life is happening to
Yeah,
everyone all at once right now, whether you're impacted indirectly or directly, and it's just like we still arguing about the chicken and who's the head and who's the tail in the relationship. Like,
girl.
nigga, what?
Talk. Oh yeah, we need to talk about the single mothers, this and that and the other. I'm so fucking like I'm really ready to crash out. I'm really ready because everybody else, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. Bigger fish.
um,
Bigger fish.
Amethyst says, "What can we do for our communities for Thanksgiving?" Um, I know there are a lot of like the food pantries have been stepping it up as of late, trying to garner donations as well as being able to fully stock. And with the increase of families that are now coming to the food pantries, like the troops, those families who have military service people, you have federal government employees who are now um, visiting the food pantry. So I don't know if people could donate a little extra.
I would say, and this is, and talk to as many people as you can
Hmm.
because I feel like if we can pressure these local grocery stores and things like that to maybe donate whatever they is close to expiring, because like I told y'all about the Too Good to Go app and the what's that called, flash food app and things like that, where they were like selling food that was close to expiry, at a major discount and things like that.
Oh wow.
I know the giant stores in my area have left the flash food app, so I don't know what's happening to that food. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So if we could
Yeah.
like a concerted effort of writing letters to these places and saying, "Hey," and figuring out ways to be able to collect and distribute this food
Right.
to the community if they're willing to do so. We got to make it look good, and that's something like I'm drafting together because we had a meeting yesterday with the foundation that the people at the office at my school that I'm working with. that had me cut the ribbon and all that. They had like this big meeting yesterday about how we can do things and what's going well and what we want to work on and this and that and the other. So like I wrote down a bunch of notes and I was going to draw up a proposal to give to them about a couple of things I wanted to do. One of them being like a larger concerted effort for a food drive because they have um like a local, maybe like weekly, they'll come and bring fresh vegetables and stuff like that. I don't know where they're getting that stuff from, but like I said, I know there's a Whole Foods near there, and there's a Giant up the street from there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if
Yeah.
we can figure out how to get these other people involved and whatever. That's another thing when I'm talking about the capacity or whatever. When we getting all caught up in all this bullshit, you know people. We all
Right.
know people when we all know organizations that we could be talking to and connecting and
Right.
saying, hey, you know, we got this going on. Can we come together and do this? And this is how it would be beneficial for you. And this is how it would be beneficial for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the type of stuff that I'm working on over here. Like, let's do that. You know what I mean? Like, let's figure out how we can just come up with ideas and just talk to people and see
Yeah.
what we can do.
And it's a good thing you're using your platform to even get, spread that information, because with the people who are here listening, they can take that about the app. I didn't know anything about that app.
Oh yeah,
And
it's called Flash Food. If you go, like, say they'll have sandwiches, pre-made sandwiches, or they'll have even packs of meat, chicken, stuff like that, and it's not expired, but it's close to expiry, and they're just trying to, sell it real quick or whatever.
right,
You'll get it for like instead of $10 or something, you'll get it for $4, or you know
hmm
what I mean. Like, so I love it. I be on all them apps,
girl, because
and they
that
do take
grocery
stamps
bill
if you
is
use them.
different. You hear me?
Yeah, no. If you still got a little bit of stamps left or whatever, they take stamps if you use them. So go. You can find the deals in your area, the
Yeah,
local grocery stores and stuff.
yeah. And like you said, instead of them being on that app, the clock app, talking about who's getting the bigger piece of chicken, reach out, use your platform to press upon, especially if they have that level of reach and influence, to
Yeah,
press upon these larger companies, to grocery companies or whoever, whatever other companies, to make donations to, food banks, or to, donate groceries to families, because it's not even just Thanksgiving, it's going to go beyond that. Like, we don't
yeah.
know
Like fucking
what's going
Thanksgiving,
on.
we should be boycotting that shit. We should be boycotting everything. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because that's what they rely on us to start spending more and more and more around. The times we'd be like, no, y'all fucking with us, we gonna fuck with you.
yeah, yeah. And hey, withholding a dollar,
That's all
they
we can
feel it.
do. We did it. We already did with
Yeah,
Target and Walmart and all that other stuff. When that stuff happened, I ain't been back to Whole Foods yet or
yeah,
Target. You know what I mean? And that Target is hurting me because they got all the cotton clothes.
girl.
They are hurting me.
And
Okay.
Target has some cute accessories, honey.
Yes, like, but I'm down for the cause.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's get down for the cause. Like, let's actually make some change. Let's actually, and I'm more of a I can show you better than I can tell you type person. That's another reason why I have no patience for all this talk about single moms and stuff. Like, we be getting stuff done.
We
We're
get
making
to the
sure these kids are fed regardless. We're making sure
Yep.
this stuff is happening regardless. And we may do our little ghetto dumb stuff, but you saw her baby was being loved up and played with and looking healthy and shiny and cute with the
Yeah.
glasses. Like, we taking care of the kids too. So fuck y'all.
And we always will. We're the ones who stay. We're
Like,
the
so
ones who
fuck
stay.
y'all.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I think that's what I've been thinking about while I was away. Like, everything obviously that has been going on, because you get bombarded by media all the way around. But it's just like, what is life gonna look like for, our children? Because this is gonna reverberate for decades to come. Like, the younger generations, we felt what our, predecessors did, right? Our ancestors did, and whatever they went through, and we're feeling those effects now. And now, what's going on now with Orange Julius, it's going to have a ripple effect, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, it's really like I pause to not even try to project, that
Yeah,
stuff in it and just stay in the present and just worry about mitigating what I can in the present. But like this stuff is really scary.
it is.
It's
It
scary and
really
to
is scary.
see just how quickly things can devolve. I feel a little ashamed. I recently went down a rabbit hole of like finding out what's going on in the Congo,
Oh my
women and
God.
stuff there and the
Yeah.
children there and just the rapings and everything. And when I'm listening to how stuff is being explained about what's going on, it ain't even got nothing to do with them women and children, but they're just going around and just terrorizing these women, raping these children,
Mm,
like that's what happens when how they were talking about how they need the laws because they're always talking about age of consent and this and that and the other. Like
right.
that's the scary part, and that goes back to what I was saying about scrutinize these fucking men because at every turn they'll show you that they don't have no kind of moral compass. They don't have no nothing. They're just worried about what can I get away with.
What can I get away with?
What can I get away with and either be seen the way I want to be seen, or what can I get away with and not get the harshest penalty?
Like the video you posted on Twitter with oh, she's my favorite actress, by the way. She is so beautiful.
Michaela Coel.
Yes. Oh, she is
Mhm.
just her features are so striking.
Yeah, she's gorgeous,
Oh,
stunning.
but she was talking about the Bob towing the line
Yeah,
and tap dancing on the line. And I was like,
yeah.
ooh,
And
that
that's
is
really,
so
and that's
true.
when I'm always saying scrutinize these. That's exactly what I'm saying in a more concise way. Scrutinize these because they be
Hmm.
knowing what they're doing, and they be knowing that there's always going to be somebody that's more invested in the idea that it's not that because that's scary. It's scary to think that you're surrounded by people that would do that to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. Like, I get it. But I'm that person. I'm looking at the void staring at me and I'm staring back. Okay, I've had enough. I'm tired. Just Kiana, have you tried Mercari? It's addictive for secondhand. I have bought things from Mercari, but I'm more of a Poshmark girly.
Don't do Poshmark.
And also, yeah, I got a Poshmark store on there actually. And all my links are in my bio. All my links are in my bio here and everywhere else. I have a Poshmark and I do what do I be buying from? I do a lot of eBaying stuff for second
Hmm.
shopping. But mostly I'm trying not to shop at all. I did slip into Bloomies a couple
Oh.
weeks ago, and I found it was a cotton dress though, because I have white. I have this white suit jacket,
Hmm.
and I didn't have anything to go with it. And I found this white dress that I really liked. That had like a scalloped um cleavage area and like a
Oh.
sweater middle. Yeah, it's really cute. And it's 90% cotton. So
Oh,
I was like,
good.
okay, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go ahead just because I need that because I need my suits to do my little things and stuff.
Yes, because you're a woman out here working, business.
Hmm.
Oh, and congrats to
Business.
your aunt too. Shout out to
Yeah,
your aunt.
that's so exciting. That's so exciting. Now I still don't know. Like I have to look more into what platform she's running on, in
Mhm.
terms of what her thing. And also she's running for Mississippi Senate, so it's not necessarily going to affect, you or I, but
Mhm.
still it's good to know that you have, access to a senator or something like that and then know what's
Yeah,
going on. So that's really exciting.
yeah. But no, ever since you brought up about cotton clothing, like I've found myself gravitating to more like natural fiber
Mhm.
clothing just because I don't know if it's just getting up in age, child. The poly
Listen.
blends they don't agree.
And you think about how much money you spend on clothes and stuff like that, and this stuff be ass. Like, and
Yeah.
also, this is more recently. Like, I've been on the cotton thing for a couple years though, but recently I watched on Netflix. We gotta watch it in the Discord, y'all. It was something about what is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it was about consumerism, and it was a couple people. It was a guy who used to be the head of Adidas, a
Hmm.
woman that helped set up the first Amazon websites and everything, and they were talking about consumerism and like how it's all this big ass conspiracy just to keep you buying more and more stuff. But we're filling the. I already knew this. We already knew this, but you're filling up the earth with trash and plastic, and it has nowhere to fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
like I need to stop. That's why I'm sitting in here. I got all these clothes in here. I need to get out of here, but I don't like years and years ago. Somebody was explaining how when you like even taking your clothes to those little boxes and bins where they're supposed to be donating them. They just dump them in third world countries.
What?
They're not really, it's not like you're like, oh yes, I'm doing something good because I'm giving clothes to people. They're just dumping them there, and there's still these piles and piles. Like, people may go and get a few here or there, but it's just piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of clothes.
And then that stuff ends up in their waste if
It's just
nobody.
in their way, polluting their thing. And that's why I'm sitting here with all these clothes and stuff, and I'm just like, I want to get them out of here, but I'm just like, I know they're just gonna be dumped on somebody else.
Yeah. Then what about like what is it, Goodwill or any of the women's shelters?
Child, the last time I went to Goodwill, they just had a bunch of stuff in there, and it's not moving, you know, because
Mhm.
yeah, child, and I went to Goodwill. Girl, they got Fashion Nova and stuff in there. Like, they got the trashes at the Goodwill too.
Now I think it's either Fashion Nova, somebody, one of those companies, and I think Old Navy, Fashion Nova, Fashion to Figure, who else, and what not to wear. I don't know. No, who wear what? What is it called? I don't know. I forget the
Mhm.
name of the brand. But they have a newsletter. That's why I remember them. And I think they used to be in Target at one point in time. But they're now sending their clothing to Goodwill
Mm,
and like with tags. So it makes me wonder, like, if it's not selling, like whatever they're overstocked. Did they
mhm.
just send it, get the tax break, and then they move on? You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
that's what's happening.
it's very clear to me that, like, we need more legislation in
Hmm.
place to, like, mitigate these practices by these corporations and stuff, because they genuinely don't care
No.
about, like, what they're doing to the planet. And it's so scary when I sit and I think about, like, where all of this is going.
To the landfills, which is why I try to donate clothes in hopes that it will, someone will buy it, and then the life cycle will just keep going. You know what I mean? It just
Mhm.
from a more sustainability process. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to be on that more so, like, okay, if I will consume, is this something I'm going to keep for the long haul?
Yeah.
Or if it's just super fast fashion and then, I'm gonna be off it. So then I won't get it because I'm like, if I'm not gonna have this more than a year, what's the point?
Yeah, cuz like, I wanted to start selling merch and stuff, but I don't want to just sell trash. You know what I mean? Like, I want it
Right.
to be uh natural fibers. I want it to be what's that called? Embroidery and not heat press.
Hmm.
You know, I want things that people can keep and have and wear, and all of that type of stuff. So it's just, that's why I said there's been a lot on my mind. It's so much on my mind, girl. It's heavy, heavy, heavy.
I feel you. I understand. I do. It's been heavy in these last, what? How long he been in office? 10
Child, it
months?
ain't even been a year. That's what I'm saying.
9 months?
Every time I say it ain't even been a year, that's the thing. It's not like it's like, oh yeah, we're in December. We're in like, every time I'm like, no, we still have months, plural, to go. I feel
Oh
like
my God.
I've aged about 10 years.
Girl, listen. Yes,
I be feeling like I aged. I swear I got more gray hairs. Like, it's really crazy.
it is.
My body feels tired. Like, it's just all the time. All the time.
It's just, oh, you're exhausted. We all are. We're all exhausted. It's, yeah. So I try to wish everyone love and light, for the little bit of love and light that's still out here. You got to shine because it's
Hmm.
darkness. We're in Gotham City for real. Like,
Girl. But I'm gonna
Jesus.
show you while you up here. I'm gonna show this one last thing I thought was
Okay.
interesting and kind of goes towards what I was talking about with, like, our what we're paying attention to, what we're growing, and just a lot of the junk content that's out here. I saw this. I said, "Oh, interesting." I kept seeing they faces popping up too, but I didn't realize what it was. And then I watched it. I said, "Okay, go ahead, Judge Faith." Hold on, let me shoot. There we go. Okay.
year, and they linked to anonymous. Google, the largest search engine in the world, published false information stating that my husband and I were divorced earlier this year, and they linked to anonymous YouTube channels as the source. Videos that claimed Kenny and I were fighting and attacking each other. Those lies spread across the internet as if they were news, not from reputable outlets, but people who decided to post monetized defamation for profit. Our investigation revealed over 35 false videos, as many as 8 released in one day, dropped in 30 days. But here's what the creators did not expect: that their anonymity would be challenged and that their identities be uncovered. Through our legal investigation, we have exposed the people behind these accounts. Some worked together, a coordinated network of channels. Others acted individually. One of them is Willie Jr., who built an online brand as a business mentor and content creator, but our lawsuit reveals he secretly operates the anonymous channel Black Celeb News, using an AI-generated woman's voice. He launched the first 2 videos in April of what became a wave of false attacks against me and Kenny. This isn't just our story. Our investigation exposed a system of targeted harassment and deceptive propaganda aimed at Black public figures online. NBC touched on this story in 2024, but no one knew who was behind these accounts until now. The full investigation has just dropped on my YouTube channel. The real people behind this will surprise you, and it's time Google, who owns YouTube, does something about it.
She
I
said,
saw.
and when it comes to my husband, leave him out of it. Where is Erica at?
And leave my husband out of it.
And leave my husband out of it. No, but I feel her. She said they're so nice. They seem so nice.
I saw that, and I didn't even, I didn't understand why someone would want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because
I
it's
mean,
money in it. There are so many like, so there was pages that had started coming up, and I watched like 1 or 2. There was one that was real good. It was an AI channel, and they told these stories or whatever, and they had, these AI animations or whatever. And it was mostly okay, so it was channels that was strictly stories about like Asian men and Black women. And it was this one that was really good where she was a book editor, and then somehow she got sucked into the book, and the book was like a period piece. And so because she had read the book and didn't like the way it ended, she decided to change the plot while she was in the book. But then, things still went wrong. She lost her husband in the book, and then she woke up, and lo and behold, they met each other in the real. Like, I enjoyed that story, but I'm still just like, there's also the ones, remember they would show them in the Discord
yeah.
about the buck breaking and mandingos and all that other stuff, where they were talking
Oh
about, oh yeah,
yeah.
white women would lust after the Black man, and like it's so much trash on the internet, but they would be doing numbers. They would be doing numbers. And I see so many, because there was something going around recently about Derek Jackson. It was saying that Derek Jackson was crying on the internet because his new girlfriend was pregnant by somebody else. But I went looking for an actual video of him crying, and I could never find it. And there are so many, like when you'll see, if I go to just the trending page of TikTok, there will
Mhm.
be things, there's something that says "Sir" yelling at Beyonce. You click on it, there's stuff that might be talking about it, but you're never going to see it because it doesn't exist. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? So there's so many
Yes.
people that just make and fabricate content lying on people. So I'm with it.
That's like what was that channel? I mean, I think it's a, I don't know, I think it has a Instagram, it may have a YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Something, whatever it was, they told the business or told what's going on in Atlanta, and it's always like Black people. And come to find out, that channel or that article, newsletter, what have you, was ran by like some white man. It's not funny, but
Yeah, no, they say that on Twitter all the time. It's, what is it? I forget which one it is, and they're just like, this is run by Indians or
oh
Pakistanis, or I can't remember what
yes,
it's called. But they're just like, get your asses out of here. Y'all ain't they always in the comments dragging them.
I know which page you're talking about. Yes. And it's like the Abby is of a Black woman, and, she has the lips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess from her nose down, she's aesthetically pretty because I don't think you see their full face. And come to find out, the person who was running it was a man, a Pakistani man or something like that.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like we have to be more discerning because these pages get so fucking big because people just be jumping on the bandwagon and not questioning. Have you seen all the AI now where they'll have like people, it's AI people and they're talking and they're like, why is it always black people?
girl,
Why is it always black people?
people's likeness should not. AI. Let me find my words because that is very disturbing. AI should not be able to generate anyone's likeness. Period. Whether they're a real person or a fictional person. I just think that's just way too far off. It, it's gonna get people in trouble. It's gonna get people erroneously locked up for something that they didn't do. You know what I mean? Because these videos are so
Girl,
convincing.
I remember years ago, this was like when they first started doing it where you could put like other people's faces on to other existing clips. And I
Mhm.
remember it was the scene in Coming to America when Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall was at the club meeting, the other women,
Mhm.
the women and stuff, trying to find his queen. And I remember they had like Kanye West's face on the women. They had
What?
Kanye West's face on one of the women. They had Steve Harvey's face on one of the women. I just remember watching it and being like, if people were, excavating our society in the future,
Mhm.
all that was left was this. How would they know? How would they know that this is not what this actually? You get what I remember thinking to myself, like, this is actually bad.
Yeah, like recently, when the guy had the t-shirt gun or whatever, and he shot it at the elderly lady that was on the bleachers, and how fast that video has circulated. And so, until someone pointed out, was like, that's AI because she didn't even fall like flat between the grooves of the bleachers. Like that's not
Mhm.
how somebody will fall back. Um, because people aren't, some people don't recognize or are not aware enough to recognize what is AI. And
Yeah.
just like I saw
And
another
it's, I
one,
mean, AI is getting better too. You know what I mean? Like, it
right?
still has its stuff, but it's getting better.
What's the AI?
Child, you gotta look, but you have to get look. My thing is now it's not even so much visual cues. Sometimes it could be slight things like if the mouth is just a little bit off or whatever. Like it
Right.
could be stuff like that, but it's also like, okay, why am it's especially if I'm looking at something and it keeps saying, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this, and I can't find the original thing it's supposed to have happened that people are
Right.
talking about. That's how I'm okay. This might be AI. This might, like
Right.
so it media literacy, like people shout out to what's her name, Kimberly Foster, been talking about media literacy for a long ass time, you know what I mean, but it's getting so much worse now. It's like I'm literally scared. I'm so
Yeah.
scared.
Because one of my elder aunts thought that it was some video where the pastor was on the back of a woman and he was preaching something in front of a church. And she was like, "Oh, I don't even know if that's AI, but that's crazy that that pastor would be on the back of that lady's back." And I was like, "Well, yes, that's AI, but mm, you're not the only person who would have thought that that's real, right?"
Yeah. No,
And
listen, my grandma, I was sitting there, my grandma was like, I want this. And I'm like, what is it? And she showed me this thing, and it was supposed to be like a stuffed animal toy, but it looked so real. And this, the way it was moving is supposed to look like a real animal. I said, Mom, this is AI. Like this. I'm just like, please, please. This is not real. I don't know if you were to purchase it, I don't know what you would get, but it wouldn't be this.
right, because
If
those
you
are
get
just
anything.
drop shipping websites that be scamming people out of
Child,
money.
you might get robbed because they might just reverse it. You know how sometimes people, you put your information in something and then they're able to get into your account and just take everything.
Girl,
You might get robbed.
yeah.
Okay. Like, this is crazy. That's what I'm saying. There's so much going on. I don't have time for foolishness. They are trying to attack us in every psychological way you could think of, and y'all want to sit there and fight about these dirty dick niggas. Fuck you. Fight with and about. These dirty niggas. Are you out of your mind?
They are. And maybe they use those conversations to distract themselves from the reality. But I'm trying to remain
Yeah,
in the
that's
reality.
what I'm like. I can't. I
I
got
don't care
my
about
things. I got my things. So everybody gets to do what they do, but y'all really trying it.
Yeah, they are.
Really fucking trying it.
Oh gosh, girl, that's crazy.
Well, as always, thank you so much for coming up and chatting with
course.
me. Did you guys like it? I told y'all got to interact with me on the community tab. So I know
Yes,
y'all want
I
to
was
talk
so
about.
excited to see that. I had commented.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, we got to do better, y'all. We can't be what was I saying? We can't be male centered.
No.
We can't be male centered. We have to be able to be community. Let's prove them wrong. It said, did you see the scientists just found prints of bacteria on Mars? I believe it.
I believe it.
They left that dirty ass shit the last time they was there. It's been up there percolating, waiting, and then they went back up there again. Now, what they gonna bring it back? That's yet another problem. Oh yeah, I ain't forget the aliens supposed to be coming in a few weeks.
Oh really?
Remember they supposed to come in November.
Oh, all right. Well,
So,
hey,
I've been prepping for that. Like we got a lot to do.
Because we were supposed to be going with the rapture, and then
Oh, girl.
I was left behind. I was like, wait
You
a
know
minute.
what? That explains it. We're in hell. We didn't make the cut. That explains it. They done took Diane. They done took D'Angelo. They done took that man from Kiss. We just didn't make the cut.
Yeah, we got left behind, man. Oh, and I don't want to wish this on him, but what's the name? Montel Jordan just announced that he's been dealing with prostate cancer, and so he's on his second round of battling.
No! Oh
Yeah.
my God! We're losing recipes. Wait a minute. What about the always pads, Devonda? I have one on right now.
Oh,
I can't.
I went away from them years ago because they used to give me major diaper rash.
These are just actually, can I just say, these were left behind by my oldest daughter. Okay. And I just happen to need, so I'm just I haven't bought any in years, but they just happen to be around. So I said, hey, lazy day. I have cups. I have, the cup, but I just didn't feel like all that,
We might have to talk about that in the Discord because I wanted to delve down the cup realm, but then I was like,
I have the problem for me with the cups is like when they work, and when they don't, I mean, they kind of don't. Like sometimes a little will get past, and I'm like, what's the whole point of it? You supposed to catch every, you know what I mean? So I don't feel like I'm gonna get some cocoa. I'm waiting for a couple. I'm waiting for my paycheck to come. I'm gonna get some of them panties. But I have to do so much playing around in there sometimes that I don't feel like doing it because I'm just like, oh, but when they work, they work. I love it.
I just feel like I'm gonna be out somewhere and it's just gonna be like crime scene. You know what I mean?
No, like I said, even when they're not working the best, they still will catch most of the stuff. But it's like something. And then, girl, don't put it in wrong. It'll feel, it'll be kind of uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm trying. But I'm a natural girl. Girl, if I could just be all by myself somewhere, I probably would go ahead and be free bleeding just because I could wash and do, like,
yeah.
I don't feel like doing all that.
Coco, we need to chat because I also
they got them on TikTok, bro. They got everything you want on TikTok. Now that's honestly kind of why I stay on TikTok because they got all the deals. Because even that Philosophy body wash and stuff, they got gift sets and stuff on major discount. The makeup be discounted. The deodorant because I buy the Lumi.
Mm-hmm.
They be having fabulous deals
Oh, yeah.
on TikTok. You get what I'm saying? So like that's where they got me at. Even though I know I ain't been using Amazon, I haven't used Amazon, haven't gone to
Mm-hmm.
Target or Whole Foods, but I know they all using the same people or whatever. But it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
what do you expect me to do? Just die?
Right. Just
We
land.
ain't officially say stop using TikTok, so I'm using
Yeah. Oh, this they said always have mold in them. I use honey pot. I'm mad that she sold her company, but I'm
it.
not mad
I
that she's
hate
getting
the
money.
fact that she sold the company. I still get the wash. It's
Mm-hmm.
this is so now we're gonna talk about hygiene, right? This is what I do. I would use the Safeguard antibacterial soap for the hot spots. So that's the crotch and the underarms and the crack.
Mm-hmm.
But I've recently switched over to the Lumi soap. I like that better. The bar soap, not the body wash soap.
Oh,
Bar
okay.
soap. I like that better. So I use that. I use the Lumi deodorant under my breasts,
Mm-hmm.
in my creases.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is the either the roll on or the
The
cream.
cream. Okay.
I use that, and I'll use regular Secret under my arms because for some reason the cream Lumi didn't quite hold me under my arms. I feel
Okay.
like that's changing though. I feel like I'm starting to get closer to be able to just use the Lumi, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And the spray Lumi works better because I used to spray like Lysol and stuff. You know how your shoes can get a little funky or whatever.
Right.
Girl, the spray Lumi works better than that.
Really?
Yes, put that in your shoes.
Oh, Lumi out here just
Lumi
taking over
is
the.
that girl for me. I don't know about anybody else, but Lumi is that girl for me.
Lumi is taking over.
Hmm.
What she did? What to whom?
Oh my gosh.
Oh
But
goodness.
yeah, that's what's going on, peoples. But yeah, let me know. You can post in the community tab on my YouTube page if there's anything you want me to talk about or whatever. Make it public so then I'm shamed into doing it. So that I can see it. Also for the engagement. You know what I mean? Like help me out here. We talk about how all these other people, we got all these fake pages, AIs going viral and stuff. I don't want to go viral, but just keep me afloat. That's all I ask.
I got you.
That's all I ask. Just keep me alive here, okay?
When
So
can
that's
we
it.
hype your channel up? Can you get hypes now, or
I
do
don't
you?
even I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't be checking that stuff, because I just assume that I'm so far behind, like it ain't even worth it.
You're not far behind.
But do what you can. If it's so, like I said, if it's something I said that you felt was relevant, clip it, share it, put it out there, tell the people. Bring the people. I have been seeing. She said, I really like the Dove spray. I have not fucked with Dove since high school. And I'll tell you why. Because when the Dove first came out, I was in high school. I think it was either high school or middle school. I remember when it first came out, I was so excited. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get the Dove. I'm going to be cute and silky under my arms, whatever. That shit burnt the fuck out of me. And I have
No.
not used it since.
Oh
I
no.
have not used this now, but that's the thing. Everybody's body chemistry is different.
Yeah.
Yes, don't forget to donate to your local food banks. Everybody's body chemistry is different. So just because I say something doesn't work for me or does work for me doesn't mean that I expect it to work for everybody. But I'm telling, as someone who, I came from a family, they like, oh, you need this and that to hold you. I was told I had especially, strong body odor or whatever like that. This stuff works for me. So I'm just saying, try it out. It may work for you, it may not, but I like it.
Yeah. Dang, Dove. Oof, that. And I know those burns under there.
I
Woo,
love
that's
me
so
some Dove
painful.
soap though. I love
Yeah.
Dove soap. Like it's very, old school and it's
Yeah.
soothing and I love the smell of it, nostalgia, whatever. But yeah, I don't do their deodorant. I'll do Secret and I'll do Degree. And I'll do, the Equate Secret brand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But mostly Secret and Degree.
And see, I can't use any aluminum based products
Mm.
or with the zinc and all that, can't use that, or any of the coconut oil based products, because Target, this was a while ago, y'all. Don't don't kill
Right,
me.
because I be giving the Samuel L. Jackson eye when I be seeing people in Target. Like, oh, like, what the fuck are you doing in there?
This was probably about 9 or 10 years ago, and they had this natural deodorant brand. I loved it.
Mhm.
And they used to have the toothpaste line. I don't know. I feel like they just kind of did away with that line, but it was like natural products.
Yeah.
Girl, it had coconut in there, and I guess I didn't make the correlation because I have a nut allergy. So I didn't make the correlation, obviously,
Of a
that
coconut,
a
yeah.
coconut being a tree nut.
Right. How was I supposed to know?
And I had the biggest rash
Oh
under
no.
my underarms, but I would not stop using it because it was so effective. And I would
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
my underarms just going to itch, but I smell good. Like, I don't
Girl.
care.
Has anyone used the Shea Moisture?
I
Um,
have it.
okay. I was like, I know it should smell good, but I don't trust it. And when I say I don't trust it, I'm saying like I don't know if I trust it to hold me. Like I said, it's nice for a little cute, wash up before your little man come over or
A
whatever.
little
But I don't know if it's
one-two.
gonna get me through the day.
You might have to test that one sometime when you're not going nowhere.
That's what I'm gonna do. It's a lot of things because if I could, I would love to just do a detox. And I'm talking about chlorophyll. Go off in the woods somewhere by myself. Chlorophyll, water, lemon juice, everything, so that I could just use the natural deodorants and stuff. And that whole thing, flush your system and all that. There's this lady again on TikTok. There's this black lady, and she's selling. I'm gonna get me some of that too. It's supposed to be an underarm detox.
Hmm.
And she's selling. I was like, oh, I want to try that out to see if that'll work. That's supposed to pull all that aluminum, because that be the problem. Like when you try to switch from aluminum based to natural, supposedly all that aluminum has already sunk into your glands there.
Hmm.
And so you have to get all of that out first before the natural deodorants will work. That's what they say.
Yeah, Chica is crazy.
You found the video. Oh, the
Yeah.
AI of the AI of the AI. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
Who be use lime? I mean, God bless you. You must have a wonderfully clean diet to just use lime as
Girl,
deodorant.
I ain't put. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what they talk about. The AI of the AI of the AI.
Everybody's talking about the Doordash girl. I was looking at certain videos and I came across this one.
I saw the original video of the Doordash girl, and I'm a little bit confused now that I woke up and see everything that's happening. When I saw it, I said, hey, I understand why Doordash, well, I guess fired you, and why you're blocked from the app. Now, as for the guy,
That's a little weird.
It has been brought to my attention that there has been accounts using my face, telling stories that I've never told, sharing news I have never shared. AI is honestly getting out of hand. These people are profiting off of my face, ruining my credibility, and tarnishing my name because now people are thinking that I'm reading from a script. I've reported this page, I've commented dozens of times underneath their posts. They won't take anything down. TikTok won't do anything about it. Anytime I post about this, I am violating community guidelines. But it's like they're stealing my face. So if y'all come across this page, this post, report it as much as you can. Please and thank you. If anyone else knows how I can solve this problem, please let me know. Too many accounts either steal my content or steal my face.
Oh,
That's
and I
really crazy. And you want to know the crazy part about it? I was thinking to myself, oh, go ahead and sue them. But depending on like what app she uses, she might have signed away her rights. Because a lot of the terms and conditions on these apps, if you read them, they basically like we own your shit.
yeah,
If you put it on our platform, we own it. We can do whatever we want to do with it. Like CapCut is basic. Your shit is CapCut. If you use CapCut to edit something, it's
yeah,
theirs.
yeah. Damn. And I saw that, and And I clicked off of it because I was like, I'm not about to go down this rabbit hole with y'all saying that the girl wasn't an essay. Like, no. And then I just went away from it. But I didn't know that verbatim there. You who the hell at my door? Um, that's crazy. I'm baffled. And I mean, best of luck to her.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I still would look into it, try to find a lawyer, whatever. Worried I, but I'm wondering. I'm pretty sure it'll be an uphill battle.
Yeah. Like you said.
Please, I've been seeing for years. Kelly Clarkson been trying to sell me pills, weight loss pills. Oprah been trying to sell me GLP-1 and all this other like on TikTok. I mean not TikTok, on YouTube. You know the advertisements or whatever that come up before the videos could come on. And they've been using celebrities' faces for the longest time, but the AI was so bad, like the mouths would be weird. But now you saw those look so smooth. It says their AI videos are spooky. Yeah. It says they're using Oracle now, which owns Fox News. TikTok was sold. Yeah, I know. That's what I was, like. It's so much. It's just like I always stay ready to abandon these platforms at any given time. Also, because I know like it's just a bunch of tomfoolery going on, and I just don't know what to do. Like it's crazy. I don't want to be too dependent or so dependent on these platforms again that I wind up building myself a cage that I can't get out of because I feel like I got to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dang. This is crazy. Oh God.
We gotta come together now more than other people because they really trying it. But thank you to Els for coming to talk. I miss
You're
you
welcome.
guys. I keep thinking, because it's that time of year, and I keep thinking about last year and the nice house.
Oh, yeah.
It was so nice, and we had a great time in the leaves and everything. But yeah, we're gonna figure out
I thought
what.
about them too. They
Mm-hmm.
were in the dream because we were all together at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out. But all right,
All right,
peoples.
honey, you have a good one.
You too. Thank you for kicking it with me. Like I said, go ahead and let me know in the community tab here anything you feel like you want me to see, you want me to talk about, or whatever, so we can keep this good thing going. I can keep serving you. Okay.
I got you. Love you.
Love you. And I love all of y'all. I will see you all later. Or sorry, I'm trying to find a thing. I didn't do it smooth enough. I wasn't smooth enough. All right, here we go.